time to float. You float down here.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the greatest show. Of course, I'm your host, Dusty Smith, and thank you guys for joining me. It's time to vote, motherfuckers. We have like a medium show tonight. Pretty good. Not the best, not the worst. And as always, it's your fault for not being more entertaining, but it's cool. Got some good stuff to cover tonight. Gonna start us out with religious bullshit. Got a long religious bullshit. Some woke panic. They still freaking out about the Budweiser, but is it working? We're gonna check in on the Budweiser stock to see how it's doing this week. And Joe Rogan actually did something decent this week. So, of course, his fans are all pissed off because you can't be a good guy and expect your fans to support you when you're Joe Rogan. That's just goes without saying, Joe Rogan. Gonna cover some Trash World, of course, a bit of Chud Watch at the end, a couple of heroes, some Beyond parody. But as always, open your hymnals to page 1. Let's kick the shit off. It's religious bullshit. Religious bullshit, religious bullshit, religious motherfucking bullshit. It's time for religious bullshit. Hey y'all, it's time for religious bullshit. Yeah, it is. And I forgot to mention super chats, lifeblood of the show, super chats, no questions dodged, every question answered. Support the show and super chat me. There's a button down here and you click it and you donate whatever you want to, and then I read your beautiful words for the world, and you're immortal forever. So immortalize yourself and help out the show and the super chats. But kicking it off with some religious bullshit, and gonna start off, of course, with the depressingness of the pedophilia. That's what they do. Arizona Supreme Court rules that LDS bishops didn't have to report man's confession to raping his daughters and child porn. Yeah, why would they? Dude specifically comes to you, tells you that he's raping his daughters, tells you he's downloading child porn. Why would you tell the authorities about it? Why would you lift a fucking finger to help these children in any way whatsoever? Well, if you're the church, you wouldn't. Yeah, you're God's chosen people. You ain't gotta turn pedophiles in. And the LDS is like, don't get us wrong, folks. Don't get us wrong. We have absolutely zero tolerance for pedophilia. But if somebody's coming in and telling you they're committing pedophilia, they're raping their child, and you don't tell anybody, you don't lift a finger to help the children, that is the definition of tolerance, fuckos. You really can't get any more tolerant than that. So, yeah. We are deeply saddened by the abuse these children suffer from their father. The church has no tolerance for abuse, yet you have immense tolerance. If you don't tell anybody, if you don't help, how can you get more tolerant than that? That's like almost an accessory after the fact, pretty much. So lock them all up. Starting to think they might be the groomers, but nah. Proud Boys are not boycotting them, so I guess there's nothing to see here. And then, yeah, Putnam County youth pastor, teacher arrested on child porn charges. Shocker. A Putnam County youth pastor was arrested and faces charges of possessing child porn. According to Putnam County Sheriff's Office, Edward Wiles III, 45, is a youth pastor at Palatka Baptist Temple Church and Midtown Birdie Elementary School. Amazing. School teacher, 6th grade. I guess that's the perfect age for him. According to investigators, Wild used the church Wi-Fi to download child porn. Why would you? I mean, you're at church. Got to do something. Why not download child porn, I guess? Anyway, investigators reported that 54,000 images were discovered on accounts and devices associated with Wild's. Holy, 54,000 images. Good. Like all this dude did was sit around all day downloading child porn. You know how long it would take you to find 54,000 images? I've been like working on the internet is my full-time job my entire adult life. Over 30 years, not once ever even seen a picture of child porn. How do you even find 54,000 images, dude? Starting to think you might have a problem. Investigators said the majority of the images were pornographic and some included children. They also said it used various social media websites to communicate with other people who enjoyed child pornography. This is a clear-cut case of child sexual exploitation. I'm deeply troubled by the heinous crime in our hometown. That exploitation of abuse of children is despicable and has no place in our society. Only it has lots of place in our society. Church every 10 feet. All the people that claim that they hate pedophiles and they're worried about our children, never even mentioning this, totally fucking crickets. All of conservative social media, all of the influencers, nothing. Complete silence. So yeah, not only is it tolerated, they actually cast the spotlight on people that have nothing to do with pedophilia, which allows the actual pedophiles to hide in the shadows. You guys ever hear anybody else talk about any of this stuff? Be honest. Even the lefty shows talk about this stuff. You guys, I never see any of this. Like, I have almost nothing but lefty influencers on my timeline, and I never hear even any of them talking about this, much less the right-wing influencers. Seems crazy. Maybe I'm just not in the loop correctly on that, but it's sort of depressing, to be honest with you. And self-proclaimed prophet Johnny Enlow is back to explain the geniusness of how God communicates with us. Yeah, God could, like I've said multiple times, beam images in our head, thoughts in our head. He could let's hear voices. He can control the television and broadcast to every human being at the same time what his message is. But nah. God's all powerful. He's all knowing. He has to have a genius way to communicate with us. So what he does is he interferes in basketball games, and then he makes the people in the basketball games score a certain number of points so that Johnny Enlow can translate what these basketball game scores mean. And when he does it, it's quite obvious that it's an all-powerful all-knowing God communicating with us about the end of time.
We had the national championship for college basketball, both men and women. And it's interesting that LSU, the Lady Tigers, they became champions. They won their game by 17 points.
Wow.
And UConn, University of Connecticut, the Huskies won by 17 points. So
Wow.
Neither one was ranked number one. They had all the giants fell, but it was a win by 17 points. And I believe it's taking us to a 1 Samuel 17
Definitely.
moment where Goliath gets taken down. So the 17 has to do is a number of victory. And it's a number that reminds us of David taking on something very big that was bringing the whole nation into fear. And it does, for moving forward, for those who've understood the military operation going on, the Q plan.
Q plan, cool.
That it's the 17th letter of the alphabet.
Makes sense.
It tells us God is working a plan of victory, and He's working with. He has a team. He's working with.
Proof! 2 different women's basketball games where they won by 17 points. Obviously, God is communicating with us. They tell you that God can't interfere in free will, but he clearly does. He would have to be interfering in this basketball game to make sure that these women won by 17 points. People are like, hey, you know why God doesn't stop rapes or murders or child molestation? It's because he can't interfere in free will, but he obviously can when it's really important, like basketball games. So there you have it, folks. This is just logic and reason. All you heathen unbelievers, you're going to burn in hell for denying this obvious logic sent by God. And then Messianic Rabbi Jonathan Cahn also has received a similar message from God, and it just makes exactly as much sense as what we just heard. Let's have a listen.
How many people died? How many people, Christians, were killed by this woman named Hale, the one who dwelt in the hollows? She killed 6 people.
She did.
She killed 3 adults. How old were they? One was 60, the other 61, the other 60. 666.
Oh
They
my
were
God.
all just about 60. Did she know that? I'm sure she didn't, but the spirits do.
Spirits knew it.
666,
They
the mark of the beast,
knew.
the number of Satan, as in one who is possessed by a demonic spirit. Killer had no idea. But
No idea, but the demons were like, that woman is 61, that's close enough to 60, kill her. That one's 60, kill her. That one's 49, let her live. That's how it works, folks. This is how God communicates with it. It just makes sense, y'all. It just makes sense. And is there any other messages from God from this mass shooting at a school that you can hijack for your own ridiculous religious message, you horrific piece of shit?
the spirits that possessed have an idea. In the worship of Satan, signs and numbers are often inverted, as in turned upside down.
Why?
As the enemy is an inverter.
Okay.
How many children were killed? That was the adults, 666. How many children were killed? 3. What were their ages? 9, 9, 9.
Oh my God.
What happens if you
999?
turn it upside down? 666. 999 is the inversion of 666. So 3 adults, 666. 3 children, the inverted 666. The shooter had no idea. The spirits did.
That's right. Proof. I mean, they weren't 6 years old. They were 9, but we can still make it work because you just flip it over. That's just how the spirit realm operates. So evil and clever, right in our face, yet we're too blind to see it. I'm glad this motherfucker is here to exploit this tragedy so we can make a buck from the motherfuckers and idiots that follow him. Super cool religion. Keep it up. And then Rachel Ham is so confident, y'all, so confident that Trump was handpicked by the Lord himself, that she's going to uproot her whole life and move to Florida just to serve this godly man known as Donald Trump. Definitely not a cult. Definitely not a cult, folks.
You have talked to me about pulling up stakes, coming to Florida, putting your own political ambitions aside, because you and I agree that the election of Donald Trump in 2024 may be the last best hope for freedom and the survival of this nation.
Yeah.
Tell me what your current thinking is.
Yes, I absolutely think that right now it's an all-hands-on-deck situation to save the country. And the best way that we can do that is by supporting Donald Trump, because I can tell you that it is very clear to me that the God in heaven, the God and creator, the God and creator of heaven and earth has anointed Donald Trump to be president.
Okay.
Period.
Then why did he lose? Starting to think your God might be kind of weak because he got beat by like 8 million votes or some shit. And even if it was stolen from him, your God anointed him as his chosen person on the earth. Your all-knowing, all-powerful God. And he still got beat? Starting to think you might be full of shit. Anyway, please continue.
Now, because of that, because I feel so strong about that, I believe that it is my obligation to do everything I can do to support him in order to support the country, in order to support God's agenda. And I know that's an extreme thing.
It is.
I don't really care that that's an extreme thing. It's very true to what I believe.
You're
and
stupid.
So at this point, what I have done is, after running for Secretary of State, I through a lot of prayer and personal assessment with my family.
That helped you, right?
We really explored what is the most effective thing I could do right now to help save the country.
Yeah, let me translate. Hey, I want to get on that Trump grift. What can I do to make a buck? I just lost my race. God seemingly wasn't on my side. So how can I jump on the grift train? Let me move to Florida and suck Trump's nuts. That seemed to be very lucrative.
And I concluded that it was supporting the president in quite honestly, any role that would be most effective for him in the country.
Blood job machine?
I think that media, I think that being press secretary is an excellent role for me.
Definitely.
I'm very strong. I would
So
really
strong.
love to have a chance to
would love
meet
it,
with
Trump.
some of those
She would
reporters in the
love it.
press room and, kind of like nail their heads to the wall.
Right. She
I
would
think that'd
nail
be
your
really
heads.
fun in support of the president.
Yeah, make me press secretary. Definitely going to happen. Keep wishing, bitch. And then, speaking of national embarrassments, Victoria Jackson looking great. The picture of health. Anyway, she always been nuts. She always been crazy. Starting to think maybe she on the way out. She looked like she dying, y'all. Got up in front of Franklin City Hall in Tennessee and told us how much God hates the gays. And I guess if anybody would know what God is thinking, it would be Victoria Jackson?
Victoria Jackson. God hates sodomy. He hates homosexuality. He said it's an abomination. And God hates sexual immorality.
Damn, God's a fucking hater. Thought he was all love and shit. Started to think God can get bit. Fuck off, God. We enjoying the booty sex or whatever.
All kinds. Fornication, adultery, etc.
Oh, no.
And God hates pride.
You know, like pretending you speak for God. I can't think of anything more prideful than pretending you understand the will of the Almighty Creator. Please continue, hypocrite.
One of the most things he hates is pride. Proverbs 11.
And gluttony.
12. When pride comes, then comes disgrace, but with humility comes wisdom.
Yeah, aren't you so humble? You're definitely not a disgrace, are you, Victoria Jackson?
The Lord detests all the proud of heart. Be sure of this, they will not go unpunished. Proverbs 16:18. Pride goes before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall. And Sodom and Gomorrah proves that God hates sodomy.
Definitely.
And sexual immorality and pride. And it's still there. And archaeologists have uncovered it. You can go on YouTube and see.
You can go on YouTube, folks. They also discovered giants and shit. All real. You can believe it. It's on YouTube. Would YouTube lie? I don't think so.
Frozen city and sulfur.
Definitely. True.
And fire and brimstone.
Fire and brimstone. And sulfur.
I just want to encourage this generation not to be brainwashed. And to watch Ethnic Cook on YouTube. Ethnic Cook.
Yay! Don't be brainwashed. Be a free thinker like Victoria Jackson, who gets all her information from YouTube videos, which I don't suggest you do. Fuck anybody on YouTube. They're all liars. Every one of them. And then, they're so weird, folks. This guy's definitely going to shoot some shit up. Religious folks are so emotionally unstable. They want the end to come. They want us to be murdered. They want to virtue signal and pretend like they're like sad about it. But they're kind of get off on it. I've been hearing this same exact message ever since I was born. Like literally, since I was a little kid, I can remember the adults around me saying, oh, the world's ending. The signs of the time. Any 5 minutes now. Get your house in order, everybody. Freaking everybody out. And they're still doing it. It's still happening any second now, folks. The same grip. Been going on for 2,000 years. And watch how fucking creepy these people are. Watch how weird and demented they are. Watch how emotionally unstable they are.
As I stand and I look at Manhattan.
Oh my God, it's Manhattan, y'all.
The presence of God is all over me right now. The anointing.
Oh, yeah, I'm so special.
Because this is last call.
It's last call, y'all.
This is last call.
It's last call.
This is last call.
It's last call. You can't
this
go
is
home.
God's 2-minute warning. If you think you've seen something, you haven't seen anything yet.
I haven't seen it.
We're not going back to normal.
No shit, you're not.
Returning to normal. The Great Tribulation has come.
It is,
the
definitely.
Trumpets, the bowls, and the seals.
Definitely.
The Bible calls it
bowls
the
and
7
seals.
last plagues.
No, 7.
7 last plagues
7,
in Revelation 15,
7.
1 and 2.
The Bible,
in Revelation 9,
the Bible.
It says 1/3. 1/3 of the population of the world is going to die.
Well, that sounds terrible, doesn't it?
You heard it from evangelist Mike Dial.
Yeah.
Fox won't tell you this. CNN, NBC won't tell you this.
I wonder why.
But the judgment of God is going to get more intense.
Cool.
It's going to be endless.
Bring it.
Expanded, extended.
Amazing.
And enlarged. Because we won't repent. From New York City. It's last call. It's God's 2-minute warning. This is evangelist Mike Dial.
Let's go, motherfuckers! You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Closing time. God's gonna murder everybody, but he's all loving at the same time. Don't think about it, folks. Don't think about it. Definitely not an awful, horrible motherfucker going to come down from heaven and kill 30% of humans on the planet. Super cool, Christians. Definitely not weird and creepy. And if there's one thing I know about Christians, it's how they were called to preach reality. You know, talking snakes, that happened. Dude with long hair got magical powers, totally happened. Virgin births happened. A donkey talk to the Bible, totally happened. Reality-based human beings, Christians, here to defend reality. Let's have a listen.
Every generation in our nation for the past 50, 60 years has faced one of these I call social, sexual, cultural crises.
You mean moral panics? Yes, every single generation goes through moral panics placed upon them by Christians, because all you guys have is fear-mongering. You have to scare people into joining your cult and giving your cult 10% of your money. You do this under the guise that you're actually trying to help people and save them, but you're not. You're literally just mental terrorists trying to terrorize people into joining your goofy little group. So yes, a moral panic of every single generation. I wonder what the moral panic of this generation is going to be. Can you guess what she's going to say?
In the 1960s was the sexual revolution, obviously.
No.
The advent of birth control, the idea of free love. If it feels good, do it.
Oh no, not free
Conservatives
love.
and Christians
Horrible.
did not put a stop to that, and look at what was begot of it. In the 1970s, it was abortion.
Oh no,
do
not
whatever
abortion.
you want.
Yeah.
And the ramifications
Well, you guys got rid of that, did you? How's that working out for you?
of it, just get rid of it at the doctor's office. In the 1980s, no-fault divorce. Look at what happens to our nation when the family breaks down.
Yeah, it was so terrible that women could actually leave their abusive husband. Wasn't it better when they were forced to stay in these loveless, violent, horrific marriages? Of course it was.
Society becomes degraded. The family unit is the underpinning of our nation. In the 1990s, the proliferation of online pornography. Talk about an assault on men.
What? Nobody assaulted me, man. Few things that brought me more joy in my life than pornography, bitch. Just saying. You can take my pornography when you take it from my cold, crusty hand.
Talk about an assault on fathers, on husbands. In the 2000s, it was the hookup culture.
Oh, no.
Students were encouraged. If you want to be liberated.
Isn't that the same thing as a sexual revolution? If it feels good, do it. I'm starting to think you're repeating some of this shit.
If you want to explore yourself, if you want to find yourself, then you must engage in promiscuous sex.
I don't think I was ever told that. I mean, you can if you want to, but you ain't gotta.
In the 2010s, it was gay marriage.
Oh, no.
There was a tiny fraction of
The
conservatives,
gays!
mostly religious, who fought back against this. Again, the degradation of the family unit. And now, you and I, as conservatives and Christians, we're facing another social, sexual, cultural crisis.
What you guys think it is? What do you think the panic is from this generation? I bet you can't guess. Nobody knows what she's gonna say.
The transgender ideology. It's not just about being kind to people who suffer from gender dysphoria. Of course we should be kind.
Of course we should be kind as we pass laws to ban allowing them to even live their true identities. We make even being in public possibly a felony for them. Sure. We're so loving, aren't we?
Be compassionate. But we as Christians are called to defend reality.
That's right. Christians, of all people, called to defend reality. Totally a serious group of people. Holy God, how can this be real life? And still more to come on the religious bullshit. Recently, while speaking in Michigan, right-wing pastor Rob McCoy lashed out at all you Christians who refuse to be bigoted towards gay and trans people. What is wrong with you? Don't you know that God wants you to hate these people like he does?
You mean to tell me that when Jesus said for one of these little ones to stumble, it'd be better for you to have a millstone tied around your neck and cast into the deepest ocean, and you're not willing to sit in a school board meeting to contend with the alphabet mafia?
Like, literally, you don't give a shit about this. As I pointed out time and time again, the vast majority of these child rapes is taking place in the church. You never call this out. You cannot name a single person, a single child or parent who has claimed their child was groomed or molested because of Drag Queen Story Hour. Yet I can name tens of thousands who are raped by the church, the Boy Scouts. So every word of what you're saying is just obfuscation and bullshit, lies. You don't care. This is like, I would say virtue signaling, but it's not virtue signaling. It's vice signaling. It's the exact opposite of everything they claim.
That wants to tell you there's more than two genders, and we're image bearers creating the image of God, and they
So we're in the image of God, but there are two genders, so God is both genders. God is non-binary. Woke! Dude is woke as fuck! Somebody needs to boycott him.
They're telling them that they're going to give them hormone blockers.
Literally, no teacher is telling your kid they're going to give you hormone blockers. Letting people know that gay people exist, letting them know that trans people exist. It's not telling you to do it.
And chemical castration that they won't even...
Not chemical castration. I guess when they say chemical castration, him and like Elon Musk have been talking about this. I guess they're talking about puberty blockers. But puberty blockers are not chemical castration. They're completely reversible.
And give to serial rapists in prison because it's inhumane? And we're going to permit that in our city? And you're telling me it's unchristian to participate? You're the one who's wrong if that's your position. We are called to do that.
Are you called to stand up against the church that is raping kids en masse? You're not.
I was thinking about the significance of this. Attending in the public square for your neighbors.
Cool.
You know, we talk about Hitler. And I say that because Whitmer rhymes with Hitler.
It doesn't. Whitmer does not rhyme with Hitler, you non-rhyming motherfucker! Yay! What you said's not true. We're going to clap anyway.
We have Governor Mussolini.
Ha 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 ha! Hitler, Whitmer, nope. Those words aren't a match, dipshit. Might want to get you a rhyming dictionary or something. And Christian nationalist Jason Rappert declares that any teacher who dares teach about the gender issue should be fired. But don't worry, folks. That's not cancel culture. I love how they make the rules and then they exempt themselves from it. It's exactly 100% cancel culture in every way. What they say is, oh, the left, they're going out here and targeting people that say things or do things they don't like, and they're trying to get them fired from their jobs for it. This is clear cancel culture. It's destroying our society with this cancel culture, but when they do it, they know it's cancel culture, which is why they turn around and say, it's not cancel culture when we do it. It's only cancel culture when the left does it, because of course it is.
When education becomes propaganda, trying to absolutely...
So Vacation Bible School?
...turn people into something that God did not mean them to be.
How could you be something that God doesn't want you to be if he's all-powerful and he created you knowing everything you would do before you did it?
It's a real problem. When you've got teachers that are trying to teach little Johnny that maybe he should be more like little Bonnie.
Literally no teacher in the world is teaching that. You are just making that up because you're liars and con men and grifters. Shameless will do anything to make a buck and spread your political ideology, but it's not working. You're destroying your party for fucking ever, so please keep this up, dipshit.
Today, in undermining the person that God made him to be, or a little girl, and trying to rob from her the precious role that God made for woman.
Yeah, making sandwiches barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen.
In humanity. These are problems that must be addressed. And really, I believe they're threatening.
Definitely.
Totally. I believe that they are the kinds of issues that when people cross the line and use that propaganda in our schools against our children, I think they should be dismissed. They should be fired. And no, that's not the cancel culture. That's what the left does, you see.
Yeah, it's not the cancel culture. It's what the left does. Even though what I just described specifically 100% is cancel culture in every way, I'm not on the left, so it can't be cancel culture. That's just how it works. Definitely not hypocritical in any way. And then last up, our religious bullshit. At least there's some good news, folks. Like I said, they are killing Christianity faster than I could have ever dreamed of. Ari Drennan says, it's hard not to see the Christian right's embrace of 2 Corinthians Trump as a watershed moment for the secularization of America. The political system will take some time to catch up, but the culture's already there. And according to Andrew Whitehead, not religious at all is poised to overtake moderately religious as the most prevalent description of how religious Americans consider themselves to be. Very religious means the least prevalent and continues to decline. Quite the shift from 13 years ago. And yep, here's a very religious cratering. Here's not very religious at all in the last couple of years, skyrocketing. Moderately religious also cratering. Slightly religious, pretty much flatlined. But You guys are amazing. Please keep it up. All you hate preachers, all you out there who are worshiping Donald Trump. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love you guys. Thank you for your service. We're going to have a secular nation in a couple generations. So couldn't have asked for better MVPs for the atheist team than you guys. Appreciate it. That is my religious bullshit. Hey, dirty, sexy pores. How you guys doing? I missed you this week. Been thinking about y'all. Better than working for a living. I know, right? Guess if you can just spread hatred, why not? Especially if you don't have any kind of decency or integrity and can sleep at night. Norm had the best little Johnny jokes. Oh, rest in peace, Norm. You still let me say Norm McDonald. Newsom more like awesome. Newsom done a pretty good job. Can't complain about him too bad. Slow progress. It's happening pretty quick, though. Really. Considering like 2,000 years of Christianity and now it's nosediving. So pretty good. Nice shirt, Dusty. I appreciate it. Oh, my old school Darwin shirt. Of course, it's my screen is flipped around backwards, so it's backwards. But, yep, decided to go back to the T-shirts. Why not? I look younger in the T-shirts anyway, you know. So why not look younger if you can? I guess. Might as well while I have the option to do that. And hit the like button, folks. Get your super chats in. You know you want to do it. Liking the video helps out, so help me out if you can. But right now, we're going to move on to a little section I like to call... Try to make this font bigger when I'm being melodramatic. Oh my God, yo. Oh my God. And first off, on this week's Woke Panic, another week, another freak out about Budweiser. Holy shit, dudes. They're so freaked out. All it took was for Budweiser to sponsor one trans woman on her own channel. They made up special cans, but they weren't in stores or anything. They just sent her these special cans with her picture on them. Literally all conservatives had to do was ignore it, not paying attention to it. Yet they spread this shit everywhere, freaked out about it. They are the ones who did this. They are the one that put this in each other's face. And then they want to go complain, oh my God, you guys are always shoving this shit down our throat, in our face. Literally, you guys did it. You guys shove this shit down your own throats. You put it in your own fucking faces so you have something to whine about, complain about. So the not cancel culture right is harassing this woman who greenlit this ad campaign for Dylan Mulvaney. And so now New York Post is hunting her down. Apparently she's a giant hypocrite because she partied a couple times in college. Oh no, not partying in college, because apparently now she's against the fratty culture that makes up a lot of the base that's drink a Bud Light, and they would update the image a little bit. That was supposedly her idea behind sponsoring Dylan Mulvaney. And they cannot shut up about it, folks. The New York Post has written over 35 articles about this in just a week. Dylan Mulvaney smiles at first appearance since Bud Light brouhaha. Go woke, lose bonuses. NFL draft sponsors by Bud Light amid Dylan Mulvaney controversy. Megyn Kelly blessed non-breasted Dylan Mulvaney. Just article after article after article. It's basically all the New York Post is doing now. It's putting this in conservatives' faces so they can complain and pretend like they're somehow being oppressed. Like the alphabet mafia is putting it in our face. No, motherfuckers, you're doing this. And they're all over Fox News with it, whining, crying, these giant piss man babies. Like John Rich from Big and Rich. His heart is broken because Bud Light decided to sponsor someone he doesn't approve on, and he couldn't just ignore it, y'all. He couldn't ignore it. He's got to get on Fox News and cry. And cry louder, bitch.
Don't identify with that. It's actually broke a lot of hearts because, you know, Bud Light, Coors Light, Miller Light, that's kind of like Ford, Chevy, and Dodge. You know, it's like I've always driven a Chevy. Well, I'm a Ford man. You know, the same thing in the beer world. I'm a Bud guy. I'm a Coors guy. And so a lot of people are going, what do? I don't want to support this brand now.
You ignore it and move on with your fucking life, you goddamn snowflake. What is wrong with you? A lot, I know. This is all you got. And they are self-parodies, folks. Meanwhile, on, Newsmax, where the fuck this network is, this husband and wife duo created a song for unwoke beer, warning cringe alert for those susceptible to cringe-induced injuries. Be careful while you're watching this.
Well, good beer don't mix with politics. Good women don't come with swinging. Doors that go both ways and lose their mind.
Transphobia too, awesome.
But while you won't be this, but I guess it's Miller time.
Woo! It's Miller time, yay! We hate you for sponsoring someone we don't like. We have to write a song about it, super cool, and man, not pitchy at all. Definitely spot on and catchy. Gonna download the MP3 and play it on loop. Yikes. And Benny Johnson. Sponsored by billionaires. Speaking of people who are sponsored, this is the best the right has to offer. Benny Johnson, and he wants Budweiser. No, you gotta kneel before us. We are powerful and mighty, and we're gonna wreck your whole company for dare sponsoring a trans person. Let's have a listen to this super winner threaten Budweiser.
And so we must punish those people. Mm-hmm. We have to penalize them.
Okay, that's cancel culture. That's 100% cancel culture in every goddamn way, Benny Johnson.
We have to have it hurt for it to not happen again. Mm-hmm. And while we still have power in this country, which we do, we have the majority of the power.
You don't.
The transgender population is like 0.001 correction.
Right, but if you look at polls, transgender support is in the majority. You guys are in the minority, as with everything, trying to rule us from a minority. But you're very loud, and you have billionaires that support you and get you lots of views. So I'll give you that.
Percent of the population, if you're going to appeal to them, fine, there's going to be a suffering that happens. You are going to hurt by doing that. And we need more of it. Mm-hmm. And I'm sick of these conservatives saying, why are you wasting your time on this?
More cancel culture.
I'm wasting my time on this because these people are demanding something that I will not give them.
No, he's wasting his time with this because this is how he makes his money, by spreading moral panic and fake outrage. This is how he gets click from other whiny piss babies who like to pretend like they're not the snowflakes, but they're the snowflakiest snowflakes that ever fucking existed.
The agency to raise my children, the agency to believe in my God and to believe in my faith.
Yeah, no one's stopping you.
Capacity to say with a clear voice that biological reality is true, fact is fact. 2 + 2 = 4.
Agreed.
Will not take it away from me.
No one's trying to.
As long as I am standing here and breathing, and you will not take it away from my children.
Okay, that was always an option.
And if you dare to try and inject that further into the brands that I love, then consider those brands dead. And so I'm 100% on the bandwagon.
This is just capitalism. This is how it's always worked.
Ever buy a Bud Light product again, a Budweiser product again.
Okay.
Be done. Extract pain.
I'm going to buy extra just for pettiness now.
And wait for that company to apologize. Watch them drop. They must fire everyone, get down on their knees, apologize, disavow.
100% cancel culture in every way.
Disavow.
Uh-huh.
Then we can have a conversation. Then we can get started.
Cool.
That's it. That's what you will do. You will kneel before us and you will apologize. Until then, no Christian, no person of faith, no red-blooded American. If you have red blood in your veins, then you do not buy a Bud Light product. The end.
Okay, I don't give a shit about being American, really, and pretty sure I got red blood. That's pretty much part of being a human. But anyway, gotta grovel before Benny Johnson. Be afraid, Budweiser. Be afraid. And I guess they should be afraid because crazy Republicans are calling in bomb threats to their factories and shit. Yeah, Budweiser factory in Van Nuys targeted with bomb threat. The Anheuser-Busch Budweiser factory in Van Nuys was targeted with a bomb threat Thursday, prompting a sweep of the sprawling campus, the Los Angeles Police Department confirmed. An Anheuser-Busch employee confirmed to Patch that several Budweiser facilities across the nation were targeted with bomb threats as the company faces massive backlash for an advertising partnership with transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney. So you guys are getting exactly what you want. Threats of violence and death. Exactly what conservatives constantly do. And Matt Walsh also doing a victory lap out there, and all the other right-wing influencers. Nick Adams, when you go woke, you go bro. Look at the stock market. Look at the stock price of Budweiser just dropped. Look how much it's dropped, y'all. Trillions of dollars. They're basically bankrupt now after 1 week. And Matt Walsh says, the financial damage we've done to Anheuser-Busch is a huge victory. We just need to keep it up. Corporations that go woke and betray their own customer base need to feel the pain. They never have in the past. Maybe that's changing. It would be a massive game-changing shift if so. I hope the conservatives who are complaining that the Bud Light thing is stupid and we should just ignore Dylan Mulvaney can see that they miscalculated and join the effort here. We're actually making a woke corporation pay the price. If you can't see the value in that, I don't know what to do. And Roger is like a Matt Walsh asked for a scalp. He got a scalp. Look at it. Look how much the stock price is falling. He got his scalp that he wanted, folks. It's all happening. And Matt Walsh is like, the Bud Light boycott has been by far one of the most successful conservative efforts to push back against corporate wokeism we've ever seen. Be very wary of any conservative who is naysaying this. We're actually making a dent and they're complaining. Remember that. That's right, motherfuckers. I had lots of people who commented on my little clipped out video I did about the Budweiser freak out. We're like, Dusty, it's not going well for Budweiser. You're lying. They lost $4 billion last week. Apparently, this is the right-wing narrative that they're spreading. The quartering spread that they lost $4 billion. And obviously conservatives don't care what the truth is. They just spread whatever bullshit the influencers tell them to. But let's have a look at the Anheuser-Busch stock price and see if they're correct. See how it's doing. Okay. So let's check the last 5 days, which is when this controversy really kicked off. And for the last 5 days, they've lost about 0.5 percentage point on their stock price. Let's check the 1 month. Up 8.65% this month alone. Let's check the 6 months. Up almost 40% in the last 6 months. So yeah, just going fucking horrible for them. Oh no, they've lost almost 0.5% in a week. How are they ever going to recover? But yeah, they're back up today, almost 0.5%. So nothing, basically nothing's happening, you whiny piss babies. But keep going out there and declaring victory. It doesn't matter. I mean, obviously they can say anything. A conservative's not going to fact check them or have any kind of free thought, think for themselves in any way. So they're just going to believe it's true, regardless of what reality is. So I guess it's fine. Cool to be a conservative. You can get away with that. Never have to tell the truth. And unfortunately, Budweiser kind of caved, yo. A little bit they caved. They put out this amazing apology, non-apology. This is how it's done, folks. It's almost like they use ChatGPT to write a long non-apology apology with words that don't actually say anything. Budweiser's like, as the CEO of a company founded in America's heartland more than 165 years ago, I am responsible for ensuring every consumer feels proud of the beer we brew. Who gives a shit? We're honored to be part of the fabric of this country. Anheuser-Busch employs more than 18,000 people, and our independent distributors employ an additional 47,000 valued colleagues. We have thousands of partners, millions of fans, and proud history supporting our communities, military, first responders, sports fans, and hardworking Americans everywhere. We never intended to be part of a discussion that divides people. We are in the business of bringing people together over a beer. My time serving this country taught me the importance of accountability and the values upon which America was founded: freedom, hard work, and respect for one another. As CEO of Anheuser-Busch, I am focused on building and protecting our remarkable history and heritage. I care deeply about this country, this company, our brands, and our partners. I spend much of my time traveling across America listening to and learning from our customers, distributors, and others. Moving forward, I will continue to work tirelessly to bring great beers to consumers across our nation. CEO of Anheuser-Busch, get fucked. That's goddamn lame. I know he's trying to apologize without apologizing. He's trying to get out of the controversy without actually saying anything that's going to offend either side. It's just weasel. That's what they are. Like, I don't give a shit about fucking Bush people or Anheuser-Busch in any goddamn way. as far as I'm aware, they actually give more money to conservative politicians than left-wing politicians. It's always been that way. So a boycott actually hurts the right more than it hurts the left. So fuck that pisswater swill. But at the same time, it doesn't seem like the conservative boycott is having a very large effect. Maybe a minor one, but not any kind of major thing in any way. And finally, I can't believe it, folks. Joe Rogan actually behaving like a sensible, reasonable, decent person. So obviously he pissed off his fan base. He went public and talked about how silly the whole boycott is, and went on the air and drank a Bud Light to illustrate how dumb he thought it was. Let's have a listen to probably the only good thing Joe Rogan is going to do this month.
Do you have any beer here?
Yeah, you want a beer?
I'd take a light beer.
Okay, let's get some Bud Lights. Let's do this.
Yeah.
In support of Bud Light in their time of stress.
Let's be allies by getting a little day drunk.
We're going to be allies.
Yeah.
You know, because Kid Rock and Travis Tritt have put the fucking hammer down.
I know. They're really fucking fighting the good fight, man.
Here's my take.
Okay.
Like, what you're doing, what they're doing is just spreading the brand to an extra group of people.
Yeah.
Why, if something is good, do you give a fuck who's got it? Like, would we do this with cheesecake? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if there was like a bomb-ass cheesecake and all of a sudden, you know, some...
It's not about any of that, though. It's just about the fact they're told by the right-wing influencers this is the thing they're supposed to care about. You know how they make fun of the left or replacing the chip in your head? Oh, this month, it's time to care about the brand new things. Exactly what they do. They're taught that this is what they're supposed to be outraged by to show their cult of righties that they're one of them. And they know if they go out there and shoot up some Bud Lights, play into the moral panic and outrage, they'll get clicks and make a little money, and that's all they're interested in, obviously, in Joe Rogan.
Radical group like Antifa really got into the cheesecake who'd be like, fuck this.
Yeah.
And if the Cheesecake Factory sent Antifa a cheesecake, you know, for 10 more years of chaos, you know, like a celebratory.
Yeah. If only ISIS had Bear Claw donuts, I'm still eating those fucking donuts.
But on the other hand, I loved Kid Rock's video because I love that. Cheers,
man.
I love that kind of thinking.
Yeah, I love the whiny piss baby thinking to shoot up beer because they're sponsoring somebody I don't like instead of just minding my own business and moving on with my life. Love it.
Not even that I agree with it. I like wild people.
Yeah,
I like
raising hell, man.
I like a dude who takes a machine gun to a stack of Bud Lights and is like, fuck Anheuser-Busch.
This will show up.
But, I mean, where's he going to go now? You going to go to Coors?
Miller Lite.
Don't they all support, like, LGBTQ
yes,
plus
they do,
AI,
Joe.
whatever the hell else they're attaching to issues? They all do.
I mean, I'm from Colorado, and Coors has had those rainbow cans.
Like, a lot of companies are using this person. There's more than one company. There's like a bunch of them, like Nike and a bunch of...
Today, Joe Rogan sort of being reasonable a little bit, as reasonable as a Joe Rogan gets. Of course, his fan base all pissed off at him.
Impressive carry.
Joe Rogan and rabid fan base soured on the Spotify star after he took a sip of Bud Light during his podcast and said the controversy surrounding Dylan Mulvaney partnership was much ado about nothing. Wonder how much Bud paid him for that, one Twitter user commented. Another Twitter user accused Rogan of sitting on the fence while he plays it safe because cultural degradation matters, but Joe has never cared about that, another Twitter user wrote. Well, Joe, I give a fuck. Because they are shoving this crap down our throats. Literally, none of you whiny piss babies would have heard about this if conservative influencers wouldn't have spread this all over social media. If the New York Post wouldn't have written 35 fucking plus articles about it. If it would have just been ignored because it was literally only on Dylan Mulvaney's influencer page, right? It was only on her TikTok. You guys could have ignored it. You would have never fucking known about it. But it's us putting it down your throat. It's us shoving it in your face. So, anyway, lay down with dogs, you get fleas, Joe Rogan. This is your fan base. This is the people you've attracted. Not surprised to see them turn on you, but also, like, I guess good on you for having a sort of semi-reasonable take on this whole thing. And I knew this was going to happen. I actually wrote out a whole Twitter message talking about how I'm 100% convinced that the Daily Wire is working on a non-woke beer that they're going to bring out. And I was wrong. It wasn't the Daily Wire that did it. It was this guy. But this guy 100% is using the Daily Wire playbook. He's even created a commercial that's exactly the same as the Daily Wire commercials, with him walking, trying to look all cool while he talks about a woke beer and how awful it is and how you should buy his non-woke beer. Because, non-woke beer, that's the thing. But I agree with Joe. If somebody told you this was a parody, you would just believe it's a parody, because it's impossible to tell real life from parody anymore when it comes to conservatives. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I give you non-woke beer.
America's been drinking beer from a company that doesn't even know which restroom to use. That's why I created Conservative Dad's ultra-right, 100% woke-free beer. As conservatives, we're constantly getting hit in the face, left and right, by the woke mind virus. But the last place we want it is in our beer.
Definitely.
If you know which bathroom to use, you know what beer you should be drinking. Stop giving money to woke corporations that hate our values.
Hey, get money to this motherfucker who really cares about your values, folks. He 100% gives a shit.
And to the rest of you woke corporations, stay the away from our kids.
That's right. It's our job to choose who molests our kids, like the preachers we constantly take our kids to. Ultra-right beer. Order online. I'm sure that's cheap. Instead of going to your local store and buying it, pay the delivery fee, you stupid motherfucker, so this asshole can make a lot of money off your ignorance. Totally cool. ABG, always be grifting. Cringe as fuck, I know, right? And then, just goes to show you folks, they don't actually care about any of this. They don't actually care that Budweiser sponsored a trans person. They just are told that this is the new thing they're supposed to be outraged by, and they know that if they play into it, they'll make money. Case in point, Kid Rock, who was head of the spear to get out there and make an ass of himself and be outraged over Dylan Mulvaney, a trans person, getting sponsorship, is sponsoring another beer company that is also sponsoring a trans person. Amid his vocal criticism of Bud Light's singer-songwriter Kid Rock has turned to promote a different beverage company, one that's partnered with prominent transgender figure in the past. On Sunday, Rock, whose real name is Robert James Ritchie, posted an Instagram photo of him holding a can of Happy Dad Seltzer. Fight night with some Happy Dad, the singer caption read. The seltzer brand commented underneath the photo, which said, "This must mean that Michigan is soon. Rock is a Michigan native." The post comes less than a week after Rock seemingly attacked Bud Light for its collaboration with transgender influencer and activist Dylan Mulvaney, where he took an assault rifle to a case of the company's beer. In response, Gemma Stone, a co-founder of news site Trans Rights, told Rock it was time he transitioned to adult rock by growing the fuck up. And yes, the seltzer brand he is now advertising has sponsored Caitlyn Jenner. That's right. She's been seen in multiple photo shoots holding their beer, shouting out their beer on her social media account. Yet, for some reason, Kid Rock doesn't care about that. It's almost like it has nothing to do with the fact they're sponsoring a trans person at all. And it's only that he's been told he's supposed to be outraged and he's just playing into it to make money and to virtue signaling to the other shitheads that he's one of them, which is obviously what it's all about. They are about nothing. They are nothing. Snowflakes. And now the transphobes have gone and pissed off Mr. Beast. I don't know who Mr. Beast is. Like, I've never seen a fucking Mr. Beast video, but from what I gather, he's an evil rich person who uses his money to help people, which, I mean, I guess if you're going to be a supervillain, that's the way to do it, right? If you're going to spend a lot of money on something, might as well use it to help people. Seems okay to me. I don't get it. Anyway, apparently he has a trans woman that is on the staff of his videos and whatnot. So all the whiny snowflake piss babies are all mad and angry, like Sunny V2 made this video. Why Chris will soon be a nightmare for Mr. Beast. And basically the whole gist of this video was this person who's transitioning should have thought about what they're doing to the Mr. Beast brand before they decided to live their authentic life and be themselves. The horror Think about your employee's brand before you go out there and be your real self. And even Mr. Beast is all pissed off. He's like, yeah, this is getting absurd. Chris isn't my nightmare. He's my fucking friend and things are fine. All this transphobia is starting to piss me off. Get him, Mr. Beast. Maybe you'll like spend $1 trillion helping trans people get gender affirming surgery or something. I don't know. Future video. Do it. And Mr. Beast is a cool guy. Does the all right. Seems all right to me. Seems like he's helping folks, which is cool as far as I'm concerned. I just know there's controversy. People are like calling him out and shit. And I was like, of all the things to call out, all the people that you can call out for the evil shit they do, why are you wasting your time on Mr. Beast? Yeah, I know he's spent a lot of money to help people, and maybe he's making money off helping people and shit. And I guess that could be called out. But I don't know. It just definitely seems like there's bigger fish to fry than Mr. Beast, in my opinion. But I don't know. Like I said, never seen a single video and don't really give that much of a shit about him. So, and then another one of these videos with these whiny piss baby snowflakes posting, thinking it makes them look good. And other right-wing influencers posting, claiming it makes their side look good, but it in no way makes your side look good. Here's Charlie Kirk posting this video where his father goes into a Lego store and screams at the employees, just make a minimum wage, trying to get by, trying to do their job. They literally have nothing to do with this, but he's got to make their life miserable and harder because they're not bigoted towards gay and lesbians or whatever. Let's have a look.
The Lego group supports what?
Yeah, the Lego group pretty proudly supports the LGBTQ community. Do we not?
Yeah.
Yes.
But the question is, why are you all in here with those pins on? Do you think children care about what man sucks at home?
No, but parents are the ones that come in there and buy their children shit, and Lego is just trying to pander to their demographic because transgender and gay issues are very popular with the majority of the public, and they're a corporation who wants to make as much money as they possibly can, so all they're doing is pandering to the parents, not the children coming in. Why do you guys hate capitalism so much?
And what girl eats vaginas at home? Man. Do you think they care about that?
Literally, none of them would think that, but since you're in there saying that kind of shit in front of kids in the store, you are the one making them think about that. So you obviously don't care about having those thoughts in kids' heads whatsoever, since you're the one putting it there.
Do you think they care?
I don't think they think about that personally.
Right, so why would they think about it when they see your pen?
They don't.
Yes, they do. It's disgusting. That's called grooming.
All right. If y'all mind leaving.
Yeah, if you call security, tell security that you're in here wearing a pride flag.
Absolutely.
On your shirt.
No.
You know what's amazing? Most children don't know. He's been educated by me. I think it's grooming. It's borderline pedophilia and child abuse for these weirdos to come in here and wear that.
Yes, this is pedophilia. Yeah, nothing about the churches, zero. Nothing about the Boy Scouts, zero. Just, they don't care about this in any way. This is a virtue signaling to the fucking extreme. It's so transparent.
And at the same time, kids buy from the store. When does it stop?
Kids ain't buying from the store. Their parents are, dipshit.
I'm sick and tired. You don't have to shop. Huh? Yeah, but I came here to buy something. When does it
No, you didn't. You 100% did not go in there to buy shit. You went in there to make a viral video and complain in order to make yourself look cool, but you only made yourself look like a bigger dick.
Stop. At some point, we need to stop pushing this mess on children.
At this point, we're just going to have to ask you to leave.
I'll leave. Okay. And I won't spend any money at Lego.
That was always an option.
If you're in here right now, and you care about value, this store is intentionally promoting LGBTQ behavior on children.
Sir,
spend your money in a place that doesn't do that to kids.
Yeah, take them to the Christian bookstore.
Sir, you're about to get trespassed.
Thank you.
Yeah, get the fuck out, asshole. God damn it. They're so pathetic, so pitiful, and so transparent. They don't care about any of this. And it's hilarious how the right-wing influencers work, folks. I've been showing you. The last couple weeks, they've been shitting on the new Mario movie because it was woke, right? Girl boss! I can't believe Princess Peach is just not a helpless damsel in distress. I can't believe that she actually can fight back and has strength not completely dependent on a male to rescue her, which obviously is woke as fuck. Unless a girl is completely fucking helpless, it's woke. So all the influencers constantly, Mario goes woke. Mario gone woke. Too much girl boss. Insufferable girl boss. The girl boss. It has gone woke, which can mean only one thing, folks. Obviously, the Mario movie is gonna go broke, and then it made more money than any animated film has ever made in human history. The most successful animated film of all time. So suddenly, it's anti-woke, folks. They just flip it. They complain about it being woke as shit, and then when it succeeds beyond anybody's expectations, they can just claim, hey, it must be anti-woke. See, go woke, go broke still applies. We can just pretend here, after weeks of the influencers calling it woke, here's Steven Crowder cheering that it did so well because it's not woke.
Mario Brothers just set a global opening weekend record for animated films. Nice. $377 million on a $100 million budget.
Go woke, go broke, huh?
Let's, I think, we have a clip actually from the film.
I got this. No problem. Yes! Come on, Mario! Our big adventure begins now! Get it off, get it off, get it off!
Why Top Gun did so well. Yeah. And they're not even right wing. They're just leave people alone and let them have a fantasy. That's why I can't watch anything on Netflix now. It's all brainwashing. Everybody knows that, but that's my same question. Why is Anheuser-Busch committing suicide? Why did Hollywood commit suicide? Why is the left doing this? Why are they like kamikaze?
Mario Brothers.
That's right. Anti-woke. Wasn't it so anti-woke from that clip we saw? It's not. It has nothing to do with wokeness in any way. Either way. Yeah, but they're always going to have it, folks. It's always going to work out with them, for them, because all they do is make it up, you know? This week it's woke, next week it's anti-woke, whatever fits into their preconceived narratives. Just beyond parody, these motherfuckers. And then Cody Johnston ratioed Steven Crowder, and I love it. All he did was repeat what Steven Crowder said, and then he ratioed him. Yeah, as Cody Johnson said, one of the most satisfying ratios is when you literally just repeat what they posted verbatim. Steven Crowder, the anti-woke Super Mario Brothers movie just set global records. And yes, the anti-woke Super Mario Brothers movie, folks. You can't even parody these people. They're such a goddamn joke. I swear they're destroying their fucking party. We're going to have a one-party system before too long. We're going to need some kind of like a progressive party to take on the Democrats, because the Democrats are pretty much just center-right anyway. So once the far-right Republican Party destroys itself, we're going to need like a progressive party, just so we don't have a one-party system, which would be even more disastrous. And the zombies are back, folks, this time in Franklin, Tennessee, where they're voting on whether they wanted to give the Pride Parade a license to have their parade or not, a permit. So all the transphobes, all the homophobes came out to lie their ass off and try to fearmonger about why they should not be allowed a permit to have a pride parade. And I'll take shit that never happened for $500, Alex.
It started out as Pride coming in, and I thought everything would be okay. I was totally fine with them having and doing what they wanted under the laws. And it ended with a rainbow room where 8 to 12-year-old kids were given butt plugs and dildos and trained. We just got a city grant for $650,000. I know. To be able to do more training on the children.
They're running trains on them with dildos and butt plugs.
It was horrendous.
This really happened, y'all.
I have asked my friends there if it's getting any better. Every single one of them are leaving.
They're leaving,
it is a very good tax base. These conservatives are good tax base people.
They leaving.
It was absolutely horrible to watch. You think that you're doing things based on laws, but you are doing things and you are letting Satan in. He will not take an inch. I promise you. He will take everything and it will not stop.
Please.
It doesn't stop.
It doesn't stop, folks. They're going to give butt plugs and dildos to all your children and run all the trains on them. Definitely. For real. It's happening, y'all. You can believe her. You can see how stable she is. Definitely completely sane. And all right, cool. That is my woke panic section. What do you guys think about that? The bitch is delusional. Yep. But her vote counts as much as you do. Lady, for fuck's sakes, they'll believe anything, folks. Same people that believe they have litter boxes in the school bathrooms. They are so brainwashed, I know, right? How do you even talk to these people? They're not even on the same planet as we are. Not true, Dusty. Dim states are passing pro-LGBT laws. What did I say that's not true? I don't even know. I'm not even listening. Be a joke or go woke. Meaningless buzzwords. It's either woke or anti-woke, depending on the mood we're in, depending on how well it does in the box office. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If it does bad, it was woke. If it does great, it's not woke. Amazing how it always works out in their favor. And move right along, folks. Get your super chats in. It's time for some He Shall Be Elon. Nailed it, as always. Never had a single voice lesson. And this week on He Shall Be Elon, he just gone full transphobe. He was already this. He hasn't even gone this. He was always this. But he's definitely feeding into it this week. First off, he's like, what is a woman? Oh, no, you got us. You got us with this question. What is a woman? Adult human female. It's a very easy one to answer. I mean, that is the main definition. But like all words, it has multiple definitions, one of which is based on gender. That's not hard to answer this question, Elon. And then any parent or doctor who sterilizes a child before they are consenting adults should go to prison for life. Is he talking about puberty blockers? Like, is that what they're talking about? Because as far as I know, they're not doing like penile surgeries on underage people. I haven't heard anything about that. So he's got to be talking about puberty blockers, right? Which, if you just do a simple Google search, shows you it does not sterilize you, and it's completely 100% reversible. So he just lying, I guess, doing what they do. Then he's like, oh yeah, he started following Libs of TikTok, which is the anti-trans Twitter account that does nothing but spread lies and doxing towards trans people to try to spread hatred towards them, and stochastic terrorism that has led to death threats and bomb threats. So super cool, Elon Musk. And next week, he's going to sit down with Tucker Carlson. I'm sure it's going to be a fair and balanced interview where Tucker holds his feet to the fire. It's not going to be that at all. Oh, no, of course not. Definitely politically neutral. Elon Musk going to hang out with his best buddy, Tucker Carlson. Can't wait for that. And then, apparently this week, he has blue-checked a lot of sus accounts like this one. N-word stank. Yeah, N-word stank. Totally cool. Twitter verified N-word stank. It's a brave new world out there. Hey, I wonder why all the advertisers are fleeing your site, Elon. N-word stank brought to you by Pepsi Cola. Definitely what's going to bring back the advertising bucks to your site, Elon. And then his feud with Matt Baby just getting more and more beautiful this week. So you guys remember like last week, Matt Baby went on MSNBC and defended Musk, said he was great for Twitter and it wasn't doing anything bad for Twitter and he wasn't going to criticize him even though he is helping the Indian right-wing government oppress and shut down free speech all over the country. Well, next thing you know, Elon Musk has basically fired Matt Baby from the Twitter files, and Matt Baby has abandoned Twitter altogether, is hanging out at Truth Social. Elon Musk has blocked Substack, which is the #1 website that independent journalists use to get their independent articles out there. And so now Elon Musk is posting private DMs between him and Matt Baby in order to make him look bad. Just can't get any more beautiful. This is Elon Musk handpicked stooge that literally gave his career away for Elon Musk, and the moment Elon was done with him, threw him away like the fucking piece of garbage that Baby was. So here is the private messages My subscribers, they employ me, and I have a great thing going there. I also have loyalty to the company, which did originally hire me. And if I moved to Twitter, it would have been a major optics issue for us both. But this isn't related to the threads being removed, so this is going to be fixed. Yes. And so then, please correct your article. Mad Tie Baby does work for Substack, apparently. If you read this the way Elon wants you to. So just love it that he's literally posting the private messages between the two in order to throw his handpicked stooge under the bus. Just goes to show you Elon has no loyalty towards anybody. He's just like Donald Trump. You're just there to do what he wants you to do, to be used as his stooge. And the moment he is done with you, you garbage, you fired, and it's over. Dude wants to be Trump so fucking bad. And then speaking of Tie Baby, it's amazing that Elon will throw anybody else under the bus in a heartbeat if they dare speak out against him. Yet, Cat Turd of all people gets a pass. No matter how many times Cat Turd shits on Elon Musk, Elon is still Johnny on the spot to suck his cat turds. Cat Turd responds to Elon's message, we will that to the features list. Not very good English there, Elon. But right now, you can easily post. Here's a 30 seconds of my awesome video. Subscribe to see it all. I guess Elon is trying to create his alternative to Substack. He's trying to make the independent journalists come to his website and post there, which they don't really want to do because he's already banned lots of independent journalists, and they know that they don't have free speech. There's no free speech on Twitter. It's whatever Elon Musk wants. And so they want to go to Substack where they know they have more free speech. Anyway, Cat Turd says, laughing my ass off. I tried to subscribe but couldn't because it says I wasn't eligible because I wasn't 18 years old. Same old shit. Just like when you personally promised me that people who doxed me would be suspended. I report them and nothing ever happens. It's still all rigged. And when he says dox them, they did post a picture of what he actually looked like, and Cat Turd doesn't care about free speech. It's not illegal to post a picture of what Cat Turd looks like, and Elon said he's only going to remove things that are legal in the country in which they're posted in. But Cat Turd doesn't care about that. Cat Turd giving Elon the business, and yet Elon's still sucking Cat Turd's nuts. Just amazing that Cat Turd is now one of the main thought leaders on the right. He's doing podcast with Coke Jr., Trump's son. He's one of the most popular right-wing influencers in the entire world. Just amazing the power they've given this dipshit. Because of course they are. Of course, one of the most powerful men in the Republican Party is now Cat Turd. Just not a serious party. They're not as serious people, folks. We're watching the party destroy itself before our very eyes. And then, you guys, I remember a couple weeks ago, super rich billionaire. What is his name? Bob Lee was murdered in San Francisco. He was the founder of Cash App. Very famous guy in the tech sector. And so all of the right-wing influencers immediately blamed the left for this. Oh my God, this happened specifically because crime is out of control in San Francisco, even though San Francisco has less crime than most cities of the same size, and violent crime has actually dropped precipitously. Doesn't matter, folks. It was the left's fault because just some random guy walked up and stabbed this billionaire to death. Just crime happening all over the place, and it's the fucking left fault because they're soft on crime, just letting criminals run wild in the streets. Well, it turned out apparently it wasn't a random crime. It was somebody else that he was with, rode around in his car with him in the tech sector. I guess one of his friends, and they got into an altercation and got stabbed to death by his buddy. But that didn't stop Elon Musk before he had any facts, before he knew what was going on, to shit on San Francisco, to call the left out and blame the left for this, because this is what he's all about. Trying to make the left bad regardless of what the truth is. And San Francisco DA slams Elon Musk during arrest announcement in Cash App founder murder. And they're like, yep, maybe don't listen to Elon Musk. He doesn't have the truth in mind. All he wants to do is make the left look bad so he can save every dime he can possibly save in taxes. This is his entire mentality. He doesn't care about the truth. It's all about spreading right-wing narratives all the time, regardless of who he has to throw under the bus. And you know it's bad, folks, when he's chased off both PBS and NPR. Two of the most fair-minded organizations on the planet. Imagine being so shitty you lose Sesame Street. That's what it's come to. Elon Musk has decided that he wants to pick on both NPR and PBS because they put out fair and balanced information. They put out pretty much factual content. And it was, as we all know, facts have a left-wing bias. And Elon Musk wants to do whatever he can to destroy the left, to turn Twitter into a right-wing echo chamber, a circle jerk for right-wing narratives. And so if he can chase off organizations like PBS and NPR, that strengthens Twitter as a right-wing echo chamber. Twitter has been used from the beginning to help spread progressive ideas, and that's exactly why Elon Musk bought Twitter, because he can't stand that. He can't stand the fact that independent journalists are using Twitter to help ensure progressivism gets voted on and has more power in our government. So whatever he can fucking do. So what he did was he went and put labels just out of the blue for no reason. He decided to single out and pick on PBS and NPR by putting state-sponsored labels on their Twitter accounts to try to make them look like they weren't independent, to try to make them look like they were propaganda organizations that were mouthpieces for the government. Which is not true. They're both independent organizations, and yes, they are funded by taxpayers somewhat, but the vast majority of the money comes from the public. They're publicly funded by people like you and me, right? Donations for people that want to see the organizations continue to spread the same kind of content, like Sesame Street, that has raised a lot of our children. But no, Elon got to make them look like they're propaganda networks in order to hurt their image, so they decided to bail out of Twitter, which hurts progressivism because Twitter is a great place to spread progressive ideology, but that's what Elon wanted. He got what he wanted. Lost Sesame Street, y'all. And, of course, when they left Twitter, he's like, defund NPR, yay, defund them. They're putting out narratives and messages that don't align with my right-wing talking points, so let's get rid of them. Let's defund the people I don't like. And one more on He Shall Be Elon. Oh, yeah. It's really rich coming from this motherfucker talking about publicly funded, state-funded. When Tesla itself took $4.9 billion in government subsidies, welfare queen Elon Musk, his company literally only exists because he's sucking off the teat of the government. Because the scam of government subsidies to Tesla netted him enough money to basically start the business without having to put any money in it himself, to make billions off us taxpayers. Is he going to put a publicly funded label on Tesla's accounts? Of course not. Because he ain't about nothing. Hypocrisy all the way down. That is Elon Musk. And that is my He Shall Be Elon. And folks, if you love my show, please consider becoming a patron. Even if you don't even love it that much. Even if you only like it a little bit. It's all good. I do exclusive content every single night on Patreon. We're going to do something tonight. We're going to probably go look at the, once again, we do this every once in a while. We look at the top comments on Reddit, the ones that your fellow human beings on this planet have decided are the most important, most exciting, and most interesting stories. And I'm going to show you what everybody's voted on. Always a fun time. So be sure to become a patron if you have not. As little as $1 a month, hopefully $5 or whatever you can afford. Donate to my show. It's how I keep the lights on, and I'd really appreciate it. And have a good after party plan tonight. So be sure to tune in if you're able to. And all right, let's check the super chats. Crash 58. Have you heard of Penguin Zero, aka Critical? Is that Moist Critical? I think I know who you're talking about. I think I watched a part of a video where he was shitting on what is that guy's name? Sneeze? Squeeze, Splooge, whatever that fucking guy's name is. Parker Guire, I'm getting a tattoo right so I can't watch live. I'll watch it later. Hey, Parker, we actually put together the cat condo you sent. I took pictures and everything. I'll show it on the next show. I forgot to cue it up, but I'll show the next show. So it looks great. I really appreciate it. And what kind of tattoo you getting? But please forgive me, Dad, Dusty. Here's some money. I'll send a pic of the tattoo once I'm done. All right, cool. Can't wait to see what you get. And M. Maximus, 1975, my birth year. Very generous. One up. Gave me $50. Superhero Maximus, I love you. Thank you for your generosity. K. Drew, $5. This would be a lot more, but I got commissioned to draw a realistic dog for $300. Spent 2 weeks on it. When paying, they tried to pay my scamming. Oh, I'm sorry. That sucks, man. That really blows that people are like that. Fucking scum of the goddamn world. I apologize. But hey, we still love you anyway, K. Drew. Russian Jackal, $4.99. I visited my TFG parents over the last weekend. Still shaking. Way too many people in the USA believe in Q and got it for Trump. I hope it recedes. Yeah, it's very depressing, especially people you love being that stupid and brainwashed. But maybe it'll be a good influence on them. Have to think positively. Rain Mandel, are there any updates to the Dusty Woke Comic Book Project? I'm still waiting on the lawsuits. I don't know if you guys know this, but Stable Diffusion, which is the main program I use to create the pictures for my book, is being sued by artists. Because apparently they used a bunch of artists' pictures without permission, and then the AI is just spitting out like variations of these pictures, but a lot of these pictures are just like almost spot on to what the original artist drew. And I cannot release any of these AI created books until the lawsuits are settled and Stable Diffusion gets their shit together and they put out a motto list that is not using other artists' work, because I can't in good conscience like steal from other artists. I wouldn't do that, right? And so they are getting the lawsuit settled, and as soon as they're settled, I'm going to finish the book off, but I can't do it before then. I do apologize. If anybody wants their refund, contact me and I'll give you a refund for the book, but it is going to happen eventually, I promise, as soon as it's not just legal, but morally correct for me to do so. What up, Victoria Cunningham? Good to see you tonight. Glad to have you back. Sorry I haven't been around. No problem. I'm sure you haven't been feeling well. I hope you feel better. And we've missed you and love you, Victoria. Welcome back. Michael Stabile, $10. I paid $10K in taxes today. I got to do my taxes tomorrow. Going to be way more than $10K. Demolish my savings account, back to paycheck living. But at least our government leaders have free health care and crazy people can buy guns. Grateful. I know, right? But, you know, I don't mind paying taxes. We have to fund our social safety net and our government programs somehow. We definitely need to make the rich pay more, though. I guarantee you, I agree with that. And Darian Meza, Oral Dusty, remember those scary Jack Chick tracks? I do. Fear is all they have, then and now. Yep. That's the whole point behind Christianity. Scare people with the worst thing the human mind can possibly imagine, which is eternal torture. Can't think of anything worse than that. So you better bow down. You better join our cult. $10 from Cupid Lover. There is another speech that is much better with footage of Charlie Chaplin from The Great Dictator. Yeah, I played that long ago on my show and I cried. That music is from Inception. Chaplin was promoting pacifism and atheism. Watch the YouTube video. We have on the show before a couple times. Great video. Thank you for the shout out, Cupid Lover. Charlie Kelly, $20. Thank you, Charlie. Very generous. You didn't have to say anything. Still very generous. That's that Chaplin speech is a tearjerker. It is. I watched on the show and have cried before. Isaiah Tyler became a Dust Buddy. Hell yeah, you guys can also become Dust Buddies. It's only like $2.99 a month to get customized emojis from the chat with. That's a great way to support the show, so do so if you haven't done so. Shane Warder, $20. Very generous. The voices in my head finally convinced me to send you some money. Hey, you should definitely listen to them. They know what's up. Thank you, voices in Shane's head. And welcome to Dust Buddies. Person Panaga. Stabby Cat, $10. I'm already having a good day, but a little Dusty makes it even better. Stay woke. Hey, I don't have a fucking choice. Hail to the yeah. Thank you, Stabby. And Big Black Corvette coming in strong with a $100 donation. Christianity was in the F around phase about 2,000 years ago. Now they're experiencing the find out. You let us see it. Please feed the puppies and the kitties well, Dusty. Hey, as long as heroes like you keep supporting me, I'll be able to. Much appreciated, Big Black Corvette. You are a great human being. Mark Davis, Grit be grit. I know ABG, Mark. Justin Joseph, $4.99. The conservative beer ad literally looked like an SNL skit beyond parody. Yeah, but he'll make $1 million doing it because that's what this trash ass world repeatedly rewards that kind of bullshit. Mark Davis, $5. Imagine being a Republican and having to wake up every day wondering which one of your household products is doing a woke indoctrination day. Exhausting. Yeah, imagine living like that. Seems exhausting. When will the word woke become obsolete? Yeah, almost never hear anybody say social justice warrior anymore. SJW played itself out, and the word woke will eventually too. Once they realize saying the word woke 5 million times is not a winning political strategy, they will drop it. But I'm almost glad they're not yet, because it's hurting them, and they should keep that shit up. And socialism from Liliana, get to 10 Dust Buddy memberships. Hell yeah, I expect to see all you motherfuckers at tonight's after party. Thank you for your generosity, Liana. Kathy H, $2.99. What up? You are my hero. And welcome to Dust Buddy, Scholar King. Appreciate you. And appreciate all you generous people. And right at the buzzer, Jason Ashby, $22 Canadian. Today is a good day, and tomorrow will be better. I am very optimistic about the future. This show is depressing, but I do believe things are getting better slowly. And I'm here for it. Thank all you guys for being generous. Gonna read all the rest of the super chats at the end of the show, so still plenty of time to immortalize yourself on the greatest show in human history, the Dusty Smith Show. Get it in while you still can. But now, folks, it's Trash World. Trash World! Trash World! It's a dumpster fire and it's hellish. It's Trash World! It's Trash World! Yeah, everything sucks all the time. It's Trash World! Trash World! And starting us off on tonight's Trash World, Jake Uger, I still want to call him Sink for some reason. Jake Uger out there doubling and tripling down on the bad Anna Kasparian take. They can't drop the shit. I don't understand why. I played the video last week where Anna seemed to get it last year, where she explained people being outraged by this language like birthing person was just right-wing narratives in order to spread fear-mongering and transphobia, to blow shit out of proportion that doesn't really have any major effects on anybody in order to make the left look unreasonable. She knew that, and yet they continuously double and triple down on this bad take over and over again. It's kind of depressing. Apparently, they're losing a lot of viewers and money because of it, which seems dumb and not very well thought out. Anyway, apparently they threw Lance from the Surfs under the bus, called his name, and now Anna's just outright saying that she's not going to work. She's not going to work with the lefty content creators like me anymore. And oh no, what am I going to do without all the support I've gotten from the Young Turks over the years? You know, the constant shout outs and mentions on the show. They've never mentioned me once. Oh, well then fuck you guys. Anyway, here they are bitching about it.
To be honest, I just don't really care to like collaborate with any other leftist ever again at this point.
Yeah,
that's where I'm at, because they come on the show, they build a name for themselves, and then they build a bigger name for themselves, trashing us as if they don't know who we are. As if they haven't worked with us, they don't know what our actual...
Yeah, but like if you have a bad take, you have a bad take. And by just ignoring our own side when they're wrong, you actually make your own side weak. You know, iron sharpens iron, and you just can't support your own side 100% of the time, even when they're obviously completely fucking wrong. You got to call that shit out. That's the way you're not a hypocrite, yo. Well, like, I still think you guys are a good lefty channel. I think you guys do good work. I think Anna's, other than this bad take, usually has good takes. And I think that you guys are being foolish by choosing this as a hill to die on. It used to be so simple to be like, hey, look, I didn't word the original tweet as well as I should have, and a lot of right-wing shitheads have used it in order to spread their narrative and blow this out of proportion, and I don't want my words to be used for that. So I can see where I might have made a mistake, and I'm not going to die on this hill. Like, I'm just going to move on and continue to put out solid left-wing content, and hopefully you guys will stick with me. If you disagree with what I said, just understand that I'm a human being. I'm flawed, and I make mistakes sometimes, but like I didn't mean any harm by it. My original intention was good, so please forgive me, and let's move on. But no, that's not what you're doing. Instead, you guys are double, tripling, quadrupling down, and kind of freaking out about it, being whiny piss babies a little bit, which makes you look bad, in my opinion.
Political values are. So I don't, Jake, I never want to talk about them again. I never want to address them again. It's a waste of time. There's important stuff going on in the country. Our personal drama with a bunch of leftists on Twitter doesn't matter.
All right. That's right. I agree. Just move on and ignore it. That's all you have to do. So, of course, Jink went on the Dan Abrams show to complain about this for a national audience.
Involved in this.
Yeah. So, Dan, look, we've got a massive problem in the country overall that no one is representing what I call the silent majority, which is about 2/3 of this country that I would argue is indisputably progressive.
I
so
agree.
I can show you the polling on it, you name it, paid family,
Yep.
Medicare,
I
Medicaid,
agree.
Social Security, universal health care, minimum wage, you name it. The country is progressive.
It is. Agreed.
The problem is the Democratic Party doesn't represent them because they're the corporate establishment and they represent their donors. So
I mean, they represent them a lot better than the other side, but it could be better. I agree.
Oh, well, obviously the Republicans don't represent them.
Right.
So that just leaves us progressives out here in
True.
the wilderness.
What's up?
Well, the problem with the progressive movement now is folks on social media from time to time completely misrepresented. Now, I want to be...
Is it a big problem, or is this something blown out of proportion, and by you blowing it even further out of proportion only helps the right?
clear. What I would call the extreme left don't have bad intent. I think
That's
right
right.
wing has...
Anyway, regardless, Anna saying we should ignore it, Jake going on national news and quadrupling down on the same take again. So, I want to move on there. Move on there, Jake. Not helping yourself at all. And then, on the trash world, apparently, Sam Smith took his clothes off. He got a very positive body image, which I support. And there might have been kids in the audience. I don't know while this was happening. Oh, no. I mean, literally, that's about as mild as it gets, folks. But Ollie London, who seems to be the new spokesperson for the right, this freak of nature, they love him because his entire personality now is just shitting on trans people and claiming gay people are groomers and, feeding into the moral panic. He's like, Sam Smith strips on stage while dancers caress his body. He just took his shirt off, dude. Children watch this. Children attended the concert. Sam Smith continues to expose children to depravity while trying to normalize this behavior. He is a terrible role model to his fan. Yeah, you know, Ollie London really cares about this. He's just not doing this to get clout and make money. He's truly concerned about the children, but it's unsurprising that you never heard a fucking peep when these chuds are taking their kids to watch a bra and panties match. Hell, Edge and Lita put a bed in the middle of the ring, got under the covers, and simulated fucking on national television in front of an audience of children. Literally every week, kissing Vince McMahon's dimpled ass, bra and panties matches, grinding all over themselves. Crickets from conservatives. Yet Sam Smith takes his shirt off. Oh my, clutch my pearls tighter. I can't believe he's doing this to our children. Just so fake. Nothing real about conservatives. It's all so goddamn transparent. And also not surprising, the people who claim they're against trans people, the people that are most transphobic actually love trans people. As the sheriff pointed out, I can't believe we have the data and results to prove that the very people who are obsessed with the LGBTQ plus folks and policing their woke trans penises and vagina are also sexually obsessed. Facts don't care about your horny feelings. The woke mind virus is your search history, bro. And yet data finds Republicans are obsessed with searching for transgender porn. So far in 2022, more than 300 anti-LGBT bills have been proposed across 36 states. Republicans love transgender porn a lot, with more than 4.7 million transgender porn-related Google searches each month. Do Republicans represent those searches most? The answer is yes, absolutely. The states with the most searches for transgender porn: Texas, Georgia, Kentucky, Missouri, Kansas, Virginia, North Carolina, Illinois, Mississippi, what up? Tennessee, Ohio, Indiana, almost entirely conservative. There is a reason they're obsessed with it, folks. Here's the heat map. Yep. Mostly the Bible Belt. Love that shit. And of course, I already knew this is true because I hang out at 4chan a lot. To me, that's the best place to watch porn. It's where the truly nasty, disgusting stuff is, and my mind's all fucked up. And it's hilarious because if you go on the 4chan political board, it's 100% fuck trans people. They're grooming children. They're the bane of our society. They're destroying America. And if you go to the porn side, 9 out of 10 posts are post more trans women. Post more traps getting fucked. Post more twinks. Just the whole goddamn thing of it. They're obsessed in love with it. The only thing they love more than trans people are big black dicks. 100% racist in every way. Can't get enough watching white women suck on that big black penis. Just, what is the word I'm looking for? Freudian. That's the word I'm looking for. Freudian. Incredible the way they tell themselves. And then in this trash world, it's a depressing story. Holy God. So apparently this is Carly Bird, who was growing food to help feed over 1,600 people with her A Meal on Me with Love program. And I guess she pissed off some assholes, and they went to her farm and they salted the earth to make sure she couldn't feed the homeless and needy anymore. What a garbage planet.
I'm absolutely heartbroken.
I don't know why this is doing that.
Someone's jumped over in the night and put salt all over the land. That means everything I've planted won't grow. And I can't replant on it because it won't grow. So all the hours and hours and hours of work that we've put in is now dead. And they've done it everywhere. How could you do that? Literally. I hope it makes you happy. I really do. Top person. But you know what? You won't stop me, because I'll just pick it all up and I'll carry on. Okay, I can't plant in this section, but I'll carry on. You won't stop me whatsoever.
Asteroid 2024, folks. I'm rooting for it. Come on. We don't deserve to survive as a species. Fuck us. What is wrong, people? Just, God damn it. They just want to see you suffer. The cruelty is the point. They're miserable, they hate themselves, and they want to watch it all burn. And that is my trash world. What we got to say about that? Depressing as shit. Yep, lots of Asteroid 2024. Thanks for having my back. You have to be sick. Agreed. They are incredibly sick. But looks like she's more determined than ever. And also, they set up a GoFundMe for her, and it's already got like 270,000 pounds, which I'm bad at conversions, but that's like $30. So she'll be fine. She'll be fine. Probably buy another plot of land and start over again. Yeah, you love to see it. And all right, move right along, folks. Let's do the Chud Watch. We talk about chuds, and then we make fun of them. Yeah, we do. Let's start this off on tonight's Chud Watch. Missouri State Senator Mike Moon defending his support of child marriage. Yeah, these are people that are really worried about grooming, aren't they? Real fucking worried about trans people grooming your child, but want you to know that 12-year-olds getting married are completely fine, because even though most of them were kind of forced in the marriage, I mean, obviously they're 12 years old. They can't really consent to being married to the same person for the rest of their lives. So almost 100% abusive relationships. They're still in the abusive relationship, so that makes them good somehow. Watch this fucking trash, y'all.
I've heard you talk about parents' rights to raise their kids how they want. In fact, I just double checked. You voted no on making it illegal for kids to be married to adults at the age of 12 if their parents consented to it. You said actually that should be the law because it's the parents' right and the kids' right to decide what's best for them to be raped by an adult. Okay?
Do you know any kids who have been
With
married
marriage.
at age 12?
That was the law. You voted not to change it.
Do you know any kids who have been married at age 12?
I don't need to.
I do. And guess what? They're still married.
Gentlemen.
Super cool! You know any kids that were forced into awful child marriages when they were 12? Well, I know a bunch of them, and they're still married to their abusers. So, super cool, Christianity. But you guys are the groomers. You guys hate the children somehow. Don't think about it. And hypocrisy, that's all they have, fucking folks. First, they lie about everything. While defending his bill in Florida that would ban drag and pride events, Randy Fine said if it meant erasing a community because they have targeted children, then damn right we ought to do it. Because isn't that what's happening? Aren't all LGBTQ people, the entire community, targeting children, and thus they should be wiped out?
And they're the ones that are saying this definition applies to them. Well, if it means erasing a community because you have to target children, well, damn right we ought to do it.
So Christianity, we're going to wipe out the churches because they're the one targeting children. They're the ones molesting the children. They're the one raping kids the most. Is that what you're saying? You're not a hypocrite, are you? You really want to tackle the number one people who are raping children, right? You don't. Oh, my.
I just don't think you have to inherently say because you're lesbian or gay that you want to target children.
Really, no one is saying that. You're just making that up so you can spread your bigotry under the guise you're doing it for the children. But it's obvious you're just lying. You don't give any care about the children. Not a single fucking iota.
I find that statement to be offensive to them.
So this is the guy gonna make having drag shows made illegal, squelching free speech. So you're gonna be shocked to hear he's a hypocrite. Apparently his wife runs a burlesque show, sexually charged fundraiser for children. They have videos of her doing this last year with little babies in the audience. You can see little babies in the audience. So yeah, totally cool. Do as we say, not as we do. Wife of Florida drag band sponsors to host sultry performance to benefit kids charity. Yeah, totally cool. When they called her and asked her for comment, she put her husband on the phone on a three-way call, and he was like, just hang up on him. Just hang up on him. Don't try to answer any questions. Don't try to defend our hypocrisy. Yeah, we ain't about shit. So, super cool, Christians. Child marriages, burlesque shows for babies. Yeah. Not hypocritical at all in any way. And then, another shocker. How could this be? Joe M. Koskin, 44, former 2022 Republican candidate for North Dakota State Senate, got 41% of the vote. Sentenced to 10 years for pleading guilty to counts of incest with his stepdaughter since she was a child. Not a drag queen? Are you kidding? How could this be? I love his face. He's like, I raped some children. I look at my face. I'm so sad I got caught for raping children. Dude, 100% is one of these clamoring for drag queen story hours to be banned. Swearing it's LGBTQ people trying to molest our children while he molests his stepdaughter repeatedly forever. Well, where you at, Q? Where you at, anybody? Literally no pushback from any conservative influencers. You heard any of them even mention this? Have they even mentioned it? No, they haven't. Because they don't care. It's almost always right-wingers doing it, folks. And then apparently tonight, they had a new NRA convention. Yeah, the number one cause of death amongst kids in this country is gun violence. Out of control mass shootings, continuously hundreds every year. So, of course, the cult of guns has to get together and have church service. And it starts out hilariously, folks. Mike Pence, who is in his home state of Indiana, gets booed when he goes on stage, and I love it. This is what you get, Mike Pence. When you lay down with dogs, you get fleas. You try to pander to Donald Trump, you sucked his dick, you played along, you didn't call him fucking out. Good. Suffer, motherfucker.
Well, hello, NRA. I love you too.
Boo. Boo hiss. Yep. Shut the fuck up, Cotton Hill. They all hate you. And in a completely normal society, folks, here is a governor. For those of you in other countries who are wondering how crazy our society is. So this is the governor of South Dakota. Yes, a real life state governor. Bragging to her fellow cult members that she gave her 2-year-old child, yes, 2-year-old child, a shotgun. Good God.
Little Miss Addie, who is almost 2, and Branch, who's just a few months old, they have brought us so much joy. They brought us purpose. Now, Addie, who, soon will need them, I want to reassure you, she already has a shotgun and she already has a rifle.
Yay!
And she's got a little pony named Sparkles, too, so the girl is set up.
She's so set up. She has a shotgun, a rifle, and a My Little Pony. That's the trifecta, a hat trick of crazy. Yep. Way to go, South Dakota. Definitely not incredibly horrific, embarrassing, and creepy in any way. Let's just give a 2-year-old a shotgun. Makes sense. And then Donald Trump got up there, folks, and I'm glad finally someone is taking all these mass shootings seriously. Someone is finally tackling the problems of why gun violence is the #1 killer of American children these days. Finally, someone getting to the source of the problem. Trans people and marijuana.
To convene an independent outside panel to investigate whether transgender hormone treatments and ideology increase the risk of extreme depression, aggression, and even violence. I think most of us already know the answer, don't we? Furthermore, we have to look at whether common psychiatric drugs, as well as genetically engineered cannabis and other narcotics, are causing psychotic breaks. A lot of problems. We're having problems that we've never seen before, and people sort of think they understand why. We must also be much better at detecting warning signs of evil, disturbed young men like the one who murdered colleagues in Louisville. We cannot rest until we get to the bottom of all of the sickness that we're seeing in our country. I will fight.
That's right, folks. It's not the guns. Not the guns. Definitely not the guns. It's probably trans people and marijuana. Anything but the guns. It couldn't possibly be the guns causing all the gun violence. And, oh my God. And for those of the countries who really don't understand how bad it is here in this country, how much guns are a religious relic now. We protect the guns over anything else in this country. It's literally our religion. It's like the cup of Christ or, spear of destiny. Every gun must be protected. It cannot be destroyed. It's a religious artifact. Case in point, the gun that was used to kill 5 people and wound several others in Louisville could end up in someone else's hands. They have a state law that the government is not allowed to destroy any gun for any reason. We must protect the guns at all costs. Not our children. Not our children. We don't protect our children. We protect the guns in this country, folks.
The gun used by the Louisville mass shooter who killed 5 people and injured several others could be up for auction one day and end up in someone else's hands. But how is that even legal? Well, because Kentucky made it legal. In 1998, Kentucky passed a law that prohibits law enforcement in the state from destroying firearms and confiscates even guns that were used in serious crimes. It also requires that the confiscated guns be handed over to the Kentucky State Police, which must auction them off to federally licensed gun dealers. Once a firearm is sold, some of those profits go to Kentucky's Office of Homeland Security and some go to the Kentucky State Police. According to a 2021 investigation by the Louisville Courier-Journal, there have been several instances in Kentucky where confiscated guns have been auctioned and later used in other crimes. Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg has fought for his city to have more say in how it handles its confiscation.
Super cool, America! In gun we trust. We love the guns more than we love our own children. Definitely not a mentally ill hellscape here. And Trump doing witness intimidation. He is suing his former lawyer, Michael Cohen, for $500 million because Cohen is one of the witnesses against him in his upcoming trial. This is 100% just witness intimidation. He's like, yeah, you want to testify against me? Things can get pretty bad for you. Hate for you to get sued for $500 million. Hey, maybe if you didn't testify, maybe if you change your testimony, we might drop our lawsuit. Just 100% should be illegal, but it's not. Dirty tricks right out in the open is their entire fucking playbook. And then Trump out there claiming that if he gets elected president again, he's going to punish all the DAs trying to hold him accountable for the crimes he commits. Because, yeah, this is what Americans really care about. We're all one emergency away from being bankrupt out of medical care. Life expectancy is dropping. Child mortality is skyrocketing. Gun deaths are the number one killer of kids. But yeah, what we really want is him to abuse the power of presidency and go after anybody who tries to hold a rich Republican accountable for their crimes.
They will be the 100 most ferocious legal warriors against crime and communist corruption that this country has ever seen. As we completely overhaul the Federal Department of Justice and FBI, we will also launch sweeping civil rights investigations into Marxist local district attorneys. And that's what we have.
Civil rights investigations, folks. What he's saying here is they're being racist to white people. They're only going after him because he's white, and they're violating his civil rights. This is how much they're bastardizing our civil rights movement and trying to play the victim and get away with the crimes they're committing.
They're Marxists in many cases.
They are not.
By refusing to charge countless crimes, these Soros prosecutors appear to be engaging in selective enforcement based on illegal racial discrimination.
Of white people, y'all.
Chicago, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and every other city where these maniacs have taken over. The DA's offices should face federal subpoenas of their staff, their emails, and their records to determine whether they have blatantly violated federal civil rights law. We will have a complete investigation into the use of police state tactics by federal authorities to...
He's literally describing police state tactics. He's literally describing creating an overreaching dystopian police state to tackle his political opponents and anybody that tries to hold him accountable, folks. It's always 1984, doublethink. War is peace, up is down, black is white.
To arrest conservatives and Christians. We will find out who ordered it, and we will hold them totally accountable.
Yeah, let's hold the people who are fighting crime accountable for fighting crime. Brilliant. And it's not a serious party, folks. It's actually a bad thing in a way. I mean, it's good the Republican Party is going extinct. But it's bad that we're only going to have a one-party system. We're going to have a progressive party that pops up. Here's how wacky it is. Once again, for those of you in other countries who want to know how crazy this country has become. This is the infighting in the Republican Party. This is an actual campaign ad put out by a MAGA think tank to shit on Ron DeSantis. This is a political attack ad to make Ron DeSantis look bad. And this is how ridiculous and nonsense our society has become.
Ron DeSantis loves sticking his fingers where they don't belong. And we're not just talking about pudding. DeSantis has his dirty fingers all over senior entitlements. Like cutting Medicare, slashing Social Security, even raising our retirement age. Tell Ron DeSantis to keep his pudding fingers off our money. Oh, and somebody get this man a spoon.
Make America Great Again Inc. is responsible for the content of this.
Somebody get him a spoon. Totally serious country. Nothing to see here, folks. I'm glad we don't have a system that rewards the person that gets the least amount of votes by letting them win the presidency. That would be horrible if that were the case. And speaking of an unserious society, Coke Jr.'s main guest tonight was Cat Turd, rapidly becoming the #1 conservative political influencer in the world. Cat Turd. Let's listen to this brainiac explaining his political ideology to us.
We've got one of the strongest chats on Rumble. I mean, there's thousands.
No,
I mean, that's what he's saying is sad. He's telling the truth. They do have thousands upon thousands of people watching their feeds. Very hard to compete with billionaires who fund this shit. And he sounds exactly like you would expect him to. Look at all the people we have watching us. I'm Cat Turd. I'm the thought leader of the Republican Party now. This is real life, y'all.
I'm seeing it blow up. You know, by the way, there seems to be, and by the way, I can get behind this. Cat Turd for press secretary for the Trump second term. I think this could be a huge win.
Could be.
And you know, hey, listen, anyone's more competent than the current press secretary. I mean, she's a bumbling idiot, but I guess that's what you get when you have Joe Biden in here. But did you see the Maddow meltdown? Because everyone keeps talking about the Maddow meltdown, just the fact that you put out the poll and DJT retweeted it and she went crazy. But you're getting under the skin of, some of the biggest lunatic leftists out there.
Yes, by making fun of you, that is getting under our skin. By pointing out how you becoming the thought leader of the right makes your party incredibly unserious. Totally under our skin. No, dude. It's the greatest fucking thing that ever happened. You are destroying your own party. You guys are beautiful. Please keep this up.
Oh yeah, I get doxxed 1,000 times a day. I get death threats.
I know, right?
The thousands. I mean, it's crazy.
It's crazy, y'all.
I just speak the truth.
Definitely,
the truth hurts them bad.
Definitely, he's speaking the truth to power. He definitely not an account that just lies his ass off and spreads every bullshit right-wing talking point, and that's the only reason he's successful. Definitely not, y'all. Gonna be press secretary someday. And for those of you who have not watched Fox News this week, this is what you've missed.
San Francisco needs an exorcism.
Snoop Dogg was a drug dealer. Jay-Z was a drug dealer. 50 Cent was a drug dealer. For the first rung onto that ladder of capitalism often is drug dealing for blacks.
They want that cradle to grave sort of socialism.
We are incentivizing men to become women because you're on par now with women. You're not a man hitting a girl. You're a woman hitting a girl.
Because men don't tolerate this level of lies in the way that women do. We respond emotionally and not rationally.
Woke joke educrats. We're watching a woke Game of Thrones on the left.
How is this
Real life.
wokeism deterring China?
This is a Trojan horse for reverse racism.
The Daniel Boones of progressive identity politics.
This is an identity politics Sophie's choice.
These are religious extremists on a jihad against the population.
Exorcise those demons, people. Cleanse your soul.
#1 cable news network in the country. Hell yeah, we are not a serious people. The jokes of the world. As it should be. And did you guys hear about the little 4chan dweeb, the racist, MAGA-loving 21-year-old who released top secret documents? Yeah, here he is getting arrested. So apparently, this kid was 21 years old. Looks like a fetus. Looks like a child. And somehow had top secret clearance. So he was hanging on Discord in a gaming chat, and he was really eager to impress the other anonymous people in the chat that he was in the military and had top secret clearance, and I guess they didn't believe him. So he was like, I know, I'll just go steal top secret documents and I'll post them in the Discord chat to prove to you guys that I'm sort of a badass military man working for the Pentagon. I guess he didn't think that any of the other people in the chat group with him would spread the top secret documents. What's the worst that could happen? Oh yeah, 10 years in prison, you fucking moron. Good goddamn, so stupid. And of course, immediately Fox News goes to bat to support this kid because he was a MAGA supporter, Trumper, and he worked for the Biden administration. So anything that happens under Biden, has to be evil. Even though he shit on Reality Winner during the Trump administration, who released classified documents, she deserved to go to jail. This kid somehow is a fucking hero, even though he never intended for this to be released to the public. He was just trying to impress his other dipshit friends. But anyway, here's Tucker Carlson lying his ass off about it.
Briefing slides prepared by the U.S. government began to show up, among other places, on Twitter. And the slides show that this is, in fact, not Ukraine's war. It's our war. The United States is a direct combatant in a war against Russia. As we speak, American soldiers are fighting Russian soldiers.
They are not. Even his own network came out and said U.S. troops are not fighting in the Ukraine. NSC's John Kirby tells Fox there is a small military presence at the embassy in conjunction with the defense attache's office working on accountability of material not providing battlefield support. That's your old people, Tucker Carlson. But of course, he is Putin's mouthpiece right now. He's literally going on the #1 cable news network in America and spreading the Kremlin's talking points that America is fighting with troops on the ground against Russian soldiers. Going to cause World War III. He's trying to cause it, folks. And so, of course, Marjorie Taylor Greene immediately went to bat for the traitor who released classified documents. She says, Jake Teixeira is a white male Christian and anti-war. Literally, he's not. They say he's obsessed with war. That makes him an enemy to the Biden regime. And he told the truth about troops being on the ground in Ukraine and a lot more. He didn't. That's not what the document said. Ask yourself, who is the real enemy? Yeah, isn't it America? Aren't we the real enemy? Says a woman who is on the Homeland Security panel. Literally one of the main people in charge of our Homeland Security, giving a shout out and praise for someone who released top secret documents. Okay, just saying, when she released a treasure trove of top secret documents, nobody can pretend like they didn't see it coming. Nobody can't pretend like they didn't know it was going to happen when she's literally praising the people releasing these documents. A young low-level National Guardsman or it's America. They hate America, folks. They want to destroy our democracy. If Russia took over tomorrow, they would love it. And these are their most popular Republican congresspeople who call themselves patriots, literally doing everything they can to work against America. And another crazy-ass take from Marjorie Taylor Greene. Over 300 Americans are murdered every single day from Chinese fentanyl, but Biden says guns are the problem. Yeah, 300 Americans every single day. That's way more than guns, isn't it? No, 40,000 Americans are killed by guns each year, and you do nothing. Yes, guns are the problem. Hey, fentanyl, not great. We should definitely have... Well, first of all, a lot of these drugs should be legal so people could get the pure drugs that they need so they don't have to get stuff where they don't know where it's coming from, where it might be cut with fentanyl, so they inject it not knowing that it's going to kill them. If they had access to the drugs and then also a treatment program and then, the Narconon or whatever the fuck the drugs are that help you not OD and shit. If we had better access to that, we wouldn't have as many people dying. It's actually the war on drugs that's causing a lot of the deaths to happen. But let's not in any way tackle the problem. And also a big part of the problem is the fact that our gun laws allow us to import guns en masse to the cartels in Mexico. If we had stricter gun laws, they would have much less guns over there, and they would be much less equipped to have this incredibly violent drug trade that brings the fentanyl over here. But we don't have any kind of reasonable adult solutions to this whatsoever. You don't actually care. You're just trying to distract from the 40,000 gun deaths per year. Incredibly transparent. And they are trying to legalize the murder of Black Lives Matter supporters by racists in Texas, folks. I am not overselling this. I'm not taking this out of context. This is exactly what they're trying to do, folks. So Daniel Perry, racist military piece of shit, was bragging to his friends about how he wanted to kill black folks, how he wanted to kill Black Lives Matter protesters. Bragging about how he might get away with doing it by going and finding an excuse to kill them and declaring self-defense. Even on video admitting the guy he killed was not pointing a weapon at him. He shot the guy before he could. Yet Governor Greg Abbott saying he's going to pardon this man as soon as possible. Well, this week, text messages that this murderer sent to his friends were released, and here's a little taste of them. Daniel Perry, I might have to kill a few people on the way to work. They are rioting outside my apartment complex. His friend said, can you legally do so? He replies, if they attack me or try to pull me out of my car, then yes. If I just do it because I am driving by, then no, which is what he did. Yeah, right, Illa, his friend says. Make sure to use only one shot at the protesters, so if they try to flood you, you got enough rounds for them all. He responds, I will only shoot the ones in front and push the pedal to the metal. His friend responds, you got that much control over your bloodlust? He responds, LOL, boy, have you matured? All you would beat the fuck out of them, then rape a few, his friend says, actually. And then he responds, look, I would probably barely have enough ammo left over. With this tactic, I had to conserve my ammo for the trip back to home. No protesters go near me or my car. His friend says, can you catch me a Negro, daddy? To which he responds, that is what I'm hoping. And his friend responds, yay! So literally, he's planning on doing it, folks. He drove around specifically to find these Black Lives Matter protesters. He drove his car into the middle of them. And even by his own admission, the guy he was carrying did not point the gun at him. He murders him in cold blood. He plans it out, he commits the crime, and the governor is chomping at the bit to pardon him, to send a message to all the other racists out there that it's okay if you go out and kill Black Lives Matter protesters. As long as you're killing the other side, it's cool. Now imagine if this was a Proud Boy protester that got shot. There's a 0% chance the governor would be clamoring to pardon him. But he wants to send the message. He wants to tell the people in Texas that it's open season on Black Lives Matter protesters. It's open season on left-wing protesters. You can murder them. You can plan it out. You can do it on purpose in cold blood, and we will still let you get away with it. That is the 100% message Texas is sending. And yep, he's also in his text messages admitting to he's racist. He's in his text messages, it is official. I am racist because I do not agree with people acting like monkeys, calling Black Lives Matter protesters monkeys, calling black folks monkeys. Yep, 100% set out to do this racist piece of shit. Governor of Texas, he's gonna pardon him because goddamn it, of course he is. Just so fucking depressing. Tell me this is not a racist society. And imagine how pissed off the Republicans would be if this happened on Pete Buttigieg's watch. First look at Florida flooding in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Around that tower there, especially global warming, rising sea levels, everything is underwater. The airport is closed. There's no traffic. Horrific weather events flooding the whole state. Meanwhile, Governor DeSantis is in Ohio, busy running for president. Crickets from the conservatives because they don't give a fuck. And meanwhile, overnight, Ron DeSantis signed a near total abortion ban while Florida was sleeping. I wonder why the youth is not voting for conservatives anymore. It's a mystery. Keep it up. Keep it up, conservatives. You'll never win an election again. You are slitting your own goddamn throat. Might want to move out of Florida if you have the chance, people. I know it's not an option for a lot of people, but might want to move out. And one more. Talking about cringe as fuck, folks. So here is a woman who is involved in the America First movement, the Nick Fuentes, a white supremacist, a fascist movement. She's on a podcast claiming Nick Fuentes, of all people, is not racist, folks. And wait till you hear her reasoning. You can see the gears turning, the little hamster on the wheel in her brain dying right in front of her eyes.
I did not find Nick to be racist. My staff actually did not find him to be racist.
Wait, he was talking to an Italian girl next to you and saying that she shouldn't have a black boyfriend.
He doesn't believe in. See, I don't really want to go into like the race mixing stuff too much.
No, but I don't want to go to the race mixing stuff because then it might get pointed out and be very obvious to everybody that I am also an incredibly racist piece of shit, and I don't want to have to defend my ideology. So why are we even talking about it? I love how she throws the word race mixing out just so casually.
You just said he wasn't being racist, and I watched him be racist on your show.
Well, I mean, to me, he says the same things that like there's a lot of people that think like that. But
it doesn't make it less racist just because other people think it.
He was really polite. He showed up on time. Like we just. Yeah.
He also
and honestly, he did a panel, and he spoke about his opinions on race mixing, and a lot of people agreed with him.
Okay, but that doesn't change whether it's racist or not, right? But what I'm getting
Do you think it's racist to like? Because I'm curious.
Yeah.
Do you think it's racist like if I'm Irish and I say I want to date someone that's Irish? Do you think that's racist?
No, but if I say to you, you're Irish, therefore you shouldn't date a black man, that is racist. Yeah.
Well, it's just when he was talking about how he wanted to date an Italian woman. Like, he even said he wouldn't want to date a British girl, he'd want to date an Italian woman. So
no, he's allowed to date who he wants, but him telling your Italian friend she shouldn't be dating a black man, that's the racist part.
Yeah, exactly! He's not he was polite to me. I don't know, it's just his preference. His preference to tell everybody else they're not allowed to date black people. It's not racism, it's just preference. Yeah, you fucking ignorant cunt, god damn it. Oh my God, how is this fucking real life? And all right, that is my Chud Watch, folks. We're going to do one more section, then we're going to move on to the after party. So be sure to get your super chats in. Last chance. What we got to say about that Chud Watch? But he agreed. Isn't that what matters? Yep, totally. People agree with him. Can't be racist if everybody's agreeing with you. That's just logic. Well, she's annoying. Yes, she is definitely a fucking moron. God damn it. Asteroid 2024, couldn't agree more. Move right along, folks. Let's see what I want to do. Would you guys want to hear heroes, what the fuck, or beyond parody to finish this off with? Which one do you guys want? The rest of them we're going to do at the after party tonight. So if you're not joined on my Patreon, click on the description of this video, click on the link to my Patreon, and sign up while you still have a chance so you can join us on the greatest after show of all time. After party with Dusty Smith. Let's see what I'm gonna do. Let's do Beyond Parody. Why not? Beyond Parody is always a fun one to finish it off with. All right. Heroes. I saw heroes. You guys prefer heroes? All right. Next vote gets it. Parody. All right. Parody. You guys said parody. Let's do it. It's Beyond Parody. Beyond Parody. Yep, first off, on Beyond Parody, another God-tier Freudian slip. This time from Vaseline woman Carrie Lake. Let's see if you guys can spot the Freudian slip.
Now they're stonewalling you. How can they do this?
Well, we're going to have to sue Maricopa County. I mean, it's hard to imagine this, but the people of Maricopa County, frankly, the people of Arizona, are victims, in my opinion, of a crime, election crime. And the people who victimized us, the entity that victimized us is Maricopa County. Yeah. That's who we're suing, and now they're withholding evidence. Their attorneys are fighting us. It's like, where can we go for relief? We're actually having to sue the people who victimized us. But we'll do it. If we have to sue, we will. That's their whole MO. They want to wear you out, wear you down. They think you'll quit. They think you'll stop suing because you'll run out of money. We won't. We will continue to go until my last penny is spent, and we will continue.
Yeah, we will keep going until my last penny is stolen. Oh, I mean, spent, not stolen, not spent. Bad brain, yep. Said the quiet part out loud there. Grifters be grifting, yo. Made an entire career out of being a fucking loser. All the money she's made grifting these fucking idiots who believe she's going to be back in office any second now. Gotta fucking love it. That's hilarious. Please continue. Just let them fucking talk. And then Oh, yeah. So remember I was telling you guys on the last show that the Louisville mass shooter went and shot up a bank? Has been accused of being transgender because he has a LinkedIn profile. And LinkedIn automatically, by default, puts their pronouns on your bio. Now, you can opt out of it. Most people don't even notice. They're just going through, clicking on the little drop-down menus on their LinkedIn profile, and they're just clicking on it, not knowing or even realizing it puts it on there. So, yes, they have to blame trans people on everything. Transpanic, always, forever. So, Chud-ass Colin Rugg says, just in, a Louisville mass shooter identified as Connor Sturgeon, who identified as he, him. I've said it once, I've said 1,000 times. It's not the guns, it's the pronoun extremists. That's right. Didn't he do this? Didn't he commit mass murder because he had pronouns in his bio? Of course, it's the pronoun extremist. Well, prepare your shock face. This guy, Colin Rugg, also has a LinkedIn account and also has his pronouns on the bio. He did it. He clicked the drop-down menu. So I guess, by his own logic, he's a pronoun extremist that's going to be shooting shit up any second now. Just good goddamn. You would think he would have checked before he made this tweet, but it doesn't matter. He knows that no one that followed him actually cares about logic, reason. They're not going to hold him accountable, so there's no reason for them not to be incredibly fucking hypocritical. But hilarious! They're so fucking stupid. And last up, Marjorie Taylor Greene, folks. Accidentally telling the truth. I know, I couldn't believe it either, but every word she says right here is the truth. But here's why it's beyond parody. She said all this stuff trying to make Joe Biden look bad, but it actually makes Joe Biden look good. So Midas Touch took her own words and used it in a pro-Biden campaign ad. Let's have a look.
In 2020, there were 4.8 thousand pounds of fentanyl seized by CBP. But in 2021, it increased to 11.2 thousand pounds of fentanyl was seized by the CBP. That is a direct result of Biden administration policies.
President Biden, protecting our border, keeping our country safe. Midas Touch is responsible.
Yeah, way to point out what a great job he's doing. He's got a lot more fentanyl off the street than Donald Trump. So, good point, Marjorie Taylor Greene. I know that you were trying to make him look bad with that, but it doesn't because of logic and reason. So, beautiful. Hoisted by your own petard. Gotta love it. And hell yeah, that's my content, folks. Be sure to join me on the after party with Dusty Smith. We're going to do a short hero section, a short what the fuck section, and one slow news week amongst all the other fun shit we're going to do. So don't miss out. Let's read the super chats. If you leave, please hit the like button before you go. And also, if you're watching this on the replay, leave a comment because that's how the algorithm rewards me for this amazing show I put on. Share the videos on your Twitter, on your YouTube, everywhere. Share them, please. Yarb upgraded to a PTL hero. Hell yeah! Superhero. That's how you do it, Yarb. Thank you for being one of the great ones. Joseph and Birkenheimer, $10. Much love, Dusty. Much love to you, Joseph. Good to see you tonight. I bet Trump smoked dope. You know he did. He's had a bunch of abortions. He smoked dope. He's an atheist. Just a shameless, scripted commenter everywhere. Cupid lover Dusty. That is so disgusting. Pence appears with Trump when Trump had tried to get him killed. Yep. No integrity, no backbone, just slimy ass weasels. That's all conservatives have to offer. Your content adds value. That's why it needs support. Hey, I agree. Please continue to support me. I definitely can use it. Blazing Chronic, what's up, Blazing? Sorry, Dusty, I'm late. No forgiveness. Here's something to buy your forgiveness. All right, that worked. I'll be watching the replay. Hell yeah. Be sure to leave a comment. That helps me out. Jason Slaggle, $20. Very generous. Been a fan for over 6 years. Even did my own show for a little bit. Thank you for everything you do. Hey, thank you for being one of the heroes that supports the show, Jason. I definitely appreciate you. Jason Ashby, 22. I already read that, I think. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm caught up. Hell yeah. Anybody else want to jump in before we go? Let me read, give you guys the last chance to get your super chat in. If you want to, let me read a few comments from the Dirty Sexy Pours. This is the greatest show. Thank you, Spanky Weasel. It's because of people like you that it's so great. You guys making jokes in the chat, help keep the show funny and exciting. I go back after every show and I like watch it on 2X. I mute myself because who wants to listen to my voice? And I just read all the comments you guys write. So I hear everything. You guys are great. Best audience on YouTube. Of course, I would say that, but I still believe that's true. No Karens this week. No Karens this week. I put the only Karen in the what the fuck section. We do have one Karen in the what the fuck section, so you should tune in to the after party to see that Karen because it's a fucking doozy, y'all. 300 people a day die of fentanyl equals 109,000 people a year die from fentanyl. 40,000 a year, 109 a day from guns. MTG is full of shit. I already knew that. Definitely already fucking knew that. Good night, Dusty. Hell yeah. Last second. That was a Dust Bunny thing. That wasn't even a but I'll take it. I'll take it, Twitter. Hell yeah. All right. Folks, I'll be back on Monday. It's only a couple days away. Got to do my taxes this weekend. Gonna be horrible. Fucking horrible. Gonna owe like at least 20 grand. That sucks. So what you gonna do? That's part of the burden when you're self-employed. You have to pay lots more in taxes and shit. So it's all good. I'll do it. I don't mind paying my fair share. Somebody's got to. Good Lord knows that Donald Trump and Elon Musk ain't going to do so. So, fuck yeah, please leave a comment. Please like the video. All the things. I'll see you guys on Monday. Love the shit out of you. Have a good weekend, y'all. And as always, till next time, Logic, fuck yes. Let's just play a little more of It to play us out with because that's the only song I have loaded up. Good night, everybody.
Time to float. You float down here.
Good night, everybody. Switch over. No. Later.